106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Welcome to the Goddamn Podcast with Drew and TJ. Let's get this goddamn thing started.
You're goddamn right.
All right. Teach, do we have video?
I refuse to show my face.
Okay. Well.
Oh,
Wow,
good.
the chat is just exploding with praise and thanks.
Yeah.
This show just got good.
Are you shitting me? I am the eye candy of this podcast. Everybody knows that.
That is not saying much at all, sir.
No, it's not, but it's at least like the best out of 3, for fuck's sake, you ugly fuckers. Yeah, I mean, Drew's a good-looking man, but I have him slightly edged, and Dark Matter, well, you just bald. So
Slightly edged.
Slightly. That did sound kind of sexual.
There was a recent
Slightly
survey
edging
that
through.
said that women don't really care that much about bald.
That would be something
Yeah.
you cling to.
Yeah,
There'll be like 900 surveys saying like, oh, absolutely not.
It's science.
Is that
nice to know you're both creationists now.
Yeah, no, it's at the same 3% of scientists that deny global or climate change. They're like, oh yeah, and also bald guys are hot. How about that?
Yeah. Well, who's going to be better off in climate change when I have a nice cool head and you guys are sweating under your mops of hair?
No,
we can always get a haircut.
Dramatic's right, but mine is voluntary, sir. There's a slight bit of difference.
Yeah.
So you should be against what happened to me then, Drew, since you're a libertarian, right? And I didn't have any choice in the matter. I should have that choice.
Oh, what? Oh, being bald? No, nature fucked you, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about that. There's obvious differences in nature, bro.
That's like I can't pretend to be a midget just because I get down on my knees. You know what I mean? Like you can choose to get on your knees,
unless
but a
the
midget can't
money's
just
right.
like stand up taller. I'm sorry, little person.
You know what? It was nature's way of giving me a handicap so the rest of you guys can at least have a tiny percentage of a chance when you're around
Couldn't
me.
agree more that nature gave you a handicap, and we are more than happy to exploit it. And I'm sure we'll do so a little further on in the episode. Let me get the announcements.
Sorry, I haven't given you fellas a chance yet.
Oh yeah, right. Well, it's 260 something fucking episodes. We've been railing you for a while, sir. The last patron show, Drew and I pushed the limits of the copyright thing. We covered like 5 or 6 songs, and one of them, out of all of the freaking 5 other ones, they were fine. One of them, it was Lordy, the riff. They decided, hell no, they were not. They were going to block that episode, so I had to go back and edit that bit out. But the episode is available, as is a full playlist of our patron shows. There are 90 of them.
I thought that patron show was like probably the funnest that I think I've had in a while. It was cool. Like we spent a lot of it just rambling, talking about like political things and stuff. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I always look forward to this.
Just really quick, yeah. Philly says Drew donates his hair too. I did, but I've kept it. I donated my hair, and it was kind of like mid length, and then I was like, yeah, like I wanted something different. I didn't like the mid length, so I just shaved it down. And ever since I shaved it down, I'm like, fuck, I actually love this. I love when it gets hot, just taking handfuls of water, just throwing it on your fucking scalp.
Jesus,
I actually love it.
I've had my head like shaved, pretty, as close as the freaking electric razor will go anyway, and it's whatever. It's nice to not have to brush it, and it's nice to like not have to fucking go through a shitload of shampoo or whatever.
I'm thinking that Joseph has parts as a master scalp now.
The master
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Hey, Dark Matter, can I pull up some images we have of you, and you can do that accent? Is that fair?
No.
No.
Because I know exactly which images they are.
Dark man, I don't know what you're talking
You know,
about.
there's some new servers at my job, and one of them found out I do the podcast or whatever. Overheard me talking to someone else. She's like, "Oh, you do?" It's a black girl. She's very very nice. But she's like, "Oh, you do a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." You know, she's like, "What's it about or what's it called?" And I was like, "The goddamn podcast." She's like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "That's awesome." And then she's like, "What's the?" She's like, "What's it about?" And I was like, "Whatever random shit comes across." And she's like, "I was like, check it out," you know. And she's like, "There's not." It's like, it's not going to be any racist shit, is there? I was like, well, there's this one guy that's always showing up, and he's a little bit. But I was like, for the rest of us are
Yeah,
not.
I will have you know, TJ's friend, that this is not a representative of my attitudes.
It's terrible. She said she
This
watched.
is obviously photoshopped.
No, you were there.
The Germans, Nazis didn't have big beards. They were clean shaven.
You were undercover. We all know it. Under a cover with a swastika on it, probably. Anyway, she said she freaking. I told her about it. That was yesterday, and then this morning, like today at work, she was like, went home, drank some tequila, and watched like an hour and a half of the podcast. She was like, it's pretty fucking funny. I was like, that's awesome. Glad it's up your alley. But anyway, so the patron show is available along with a full list of playlist of patron shows, 90 of them, to our patrons who we salute. All of our patrons and supporters, whether it be Patreon, Subscribe Star, or of course through Streamlabs, which will be open for the show. And we will do an extra Streamlabs prize tonight. I'm just going to pick a random Streamlabs. And whoever uses it first is going to win. So I'm thinking. All right, I got it. All right, I'm going to send it to these guys. I'm going to cover my camera for a second just so nobody can read it in my glasses. I'll tell you the amount right here. And there you go. Now, whoever uses that Streamlabs option first will win a prize. And, of course, we'll have a magic phrase. Dark Matter, you want to give the magic phrase a go?
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Bald. I don't know.
So much enthusiasm. Jeez.
Yeah, for real. How about Raiders of the Lost Bald?
Okay, fine.
All right. Raiders of the Lost Bald. Sure. That'll work. I was going to do something Super Tuesday oriented, but I can't come up with it off the top of my head. I'm sure we'll be checking in on the Super Tuesday results. Some of them will be coming in while we're doing the show, but so far it's looking like
I like to think every time the goddamn podcast is on, it's always Super Tuesday.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. But the whole rest of the country is also calling it that today.
Yeah,
instead
well,
of just
never mind these losers running for public office. We're here, all right. That's all that matters. We're not going anywhere, guys.
No,
we're all the super in your Tuesday that you need. But yeah, I'll check up. I did watch some of it right before. I'm trying. What's a good site to find I guess live results without pulling up a video feed? Is there a good site for that? Like maybe Real Clear Politics or something?
Or yeah, what's the other one?
538.
Yeah. Anyway, I do appreciate that you guys are always here on these Tuesdays, and it's highly what's the word? It makes it more entertaining for us as well.
Okay, yeah. Here,
I also like elder statues, Indiana Jones and the balding skull, but I also thought of maybe Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade against the balds. I thought that would be right up your alley, but
Indiana Jones and the last haircut he got was in 1920 or some shit.
These are the results so far. It looks like Maine, Massachusetts, and Utah haven't been decided. Neither is Texas and California.
So basically it's going to be Trump. I mean, look at all those Bidens. I mean, fuck. Trump's gonna be reelected.
Biden is such an easy target for fucking Trump.
Did you
much
hear his
easier
latest
target than
gaffe?
fucking Bernie.
Did you hear his latest gap? We hold all these truths to be self-evident. You know the thing.
That's the one. Yeah, I actually shared that. I was like, this. It sounds. I said something like, it sounds like me in second grade trying to convince the teacher I did the homework.
Oh,
He's
God,
like, we hold, and he said we hold these shoes. We hold these shoes to be self-evident that all men are created. You know the thing.
No.
You know what? I'll actually pull it up
Well,
and play it.
yeah, pull it up, play it. Fuck it.
You didn't see it, TJ?
I've not. Was it today?
Yeah, it was a couple of days ago.
That's when I saw it. I don't know.
I am unfortunately I'm just very busy, especially towards the beginning of the week. So these Tuesdays for me are always like 20-hour days. Like I wake up early, and it might be longer than that according to when the fucking twins wake up. But if I get to sleep into the normal time I wake up before I go to work, by the end of the day, when I finally lay down, it's been a 20-hour day, pretty much every Tuesday. But I don't mind.
It's coming in just a second. Yeah, I mean, I think it's still. Is Biden like the easier target? I kind of think he is, but I mean, all the factors that you look at for going in, unless something big happens with the stock market, which I definitely could between now, or something like really huge happens. I mean, all the polls seem to suggest that Bernie would lose to Trump anyways, just because Trump is going into re-election. I think it's something like there's never been a president like being reelected with like a unemployment rating below 4% that's ever lost.
I mean, all that shit. I don't know. I don't trust any of that. Like, it hasn't happened before, so like, sure, if you want to say it's like unlikely or whatever, but shit happens all the fucking time.
No,
we were all fucking surprised by the last election, or a lot of people were. Everyone was thinking Hillary was going to fucking easily pull it off, and then she fucking loses. So there's no like set in stone bullshit with this. I personally, here's why I think Biden is an easier target than Sanders. To go after Sanders, you have like Trump wants to personally attack them. You can't not so much on the fucking issues. And all he has on Bernie is like, oh, he's basically a socialist, and but he's got money. He's got nice houses, and that would be his only like personal go-to, really. Whereas fucking Biden is just a treasure trove of fucking he literally just got impeached over fucking trying to get dirt on Biden, and it's nothing to do with fucking policies, just all and it's just going to turn into a fucking complete reality TV election.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is that, but I think he could hit Bernie on more than those things. But with Biden, obviously, there's a lot of things that he could slam. I think there's probably more like zingers. I think he could get it by. It's also because, say what you will about Bernie Sanders, he's not the gaffe machine that Biden is. Biden has been, even when he was VP, he was known as being
he sticks to his guns on policies, and he's policy fucking focused. He doesn't care so much about the personal attacks thing, and a lot of people appreciate that, including myself. Whereas Biden is just he's such a fucking standard, like middle of the road, milk toast, fucking bullshit Democrat.
Yeah,
and
but
they have not learned their lesson at all.
Yeah, and I agree, but that's kind of like that's what he ran on for that reason. Is he's just like, hey, like we can at least get back to how.
Hey guys, I won't do shit. And I'm fucking have no backbone. Elect me. Like, what the fuck are they thinking?
I think that's at least like, God damn you, Teach, for making me defend Joe Biden. All right, you piece of shit. This is like when in the times in the past where I've actually defended John McCain, and I'm like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but the idea there was like all of you guys like hate Trump. If he ran as like for Biden, he ran as more like the safe bet because Bernie's out there. Even for a lot of Democrats, Bernie's out there. So it's like, I'll appeal to the moderates and anybody that's like, even if you like Bernie, hey, at least I'm not Trump. I think that's kind of what a lot of those guys were
which is the
running
weakest fucking platform ever, and that's why he will lose.
But it's the safest platform. That's how
A funny thing I saw someone say earlier was after all these people nominate Biden, vote for Biden tonight, what are they going to do in the next election when they remember that he can't talk? The next debate, sorry. I
Dude,
can't. I'm making fun of him for not being able to talk, and I can't talk right now.
No, well, you're not running for fucking president.
Yeah.
You need to be, versed and intelligible and intelligent in order to freaking like pull this shit off effectively.
Well,
or
I
you
think
have
the
to
last election proved that's not true, TJ.
or like I was going to finish it off here, or you have to be like, you have to have a style that wins people over. Having a fucking weak ass bullshit easy target opponent is the easiest way for Trump to get reelected. And that's exactly what the Democrats are going to fucking offer.
Just real quick, Vincent says in Trump's economy, we've seen the biggest loss in he says stock market. I'm sure he means stock market ever, though. Too true, and that's very true. The thing is, at least that's what I'm saying. Unless you have like a real big dive, because you've also had tremendous, I think, record-setting gains in the stock market. I'm not talking about whether you think any of this shit is right or wrong. I'm just saying, if you have a president going into re-election with an unemployment rate below 4%. Stock market has hit record highs under Trump. That's just a reality. And just the other things, like his approval rating for the party is like 97%. That's the highest I think any party member has had in like 30 years or so. So, I mean, and also his overall approval rating, my understanding, is at or above where Obama was for re-election. So looking at those things, it's pretty likely.
I will say about the stock market thing, that is like the least effective measure for me personally. Like, or for, I think for a lot of people, it should be like, people are speculating that things are going well, and then therefore like everything goes up. And then when they're speculating that it won't do well, and then all of that their bullshit speculation is what is driving the economy. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Sure, in some cases it might be fucking somewhat accurate, but like the overall like stock market up, everything good. Like that's the dumbest shit. And stock market down, everything bad. And people fucking pull their fucking hair out over this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean, the bigger thing, I don't know that it's necessarily like Cerny says, the stock market is not an indicator of economic health. It is an indicator, but it's not like the only thing. The thing is, when it goes into like consumer confidence, like that's something that the day after Trump was won the nomination, before he was sworn in and all that, that goes through the roof with depending on what they're running on. Like that's one of the predictions. Like if Bernie were to win, consumer confidence is going to go pretty low. It's going to drop down quite a bit. Now, if that is a huge indicator, that's not necessarily to say, but I mean, it is going to do that for consumer confidence, because stuff like his wealth tax plans, what he's going to put on regulations and taxes and minimum wage increases and rent control and stuff like that on businesses, obviously that is going to affect the market, and they look at that and they adjust things accordingly. You see what the coronavirus did to the stock market. So I mean,
we got our first case over in Tampa. Hey, Dark Matter, how you doing over there? Right next to Dark Matter.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, don't worry. I was at work today. Right before I left, another server I hadn't seen in a long time came in, and she's like, "Oh, I'm freaking. I feel like shit. I'm sick." And she's like, "I just came from fucking Tampa." I'm like, "Bitch, get away from me. Go away. I can't fucking be passing that shit
at a restaurant too."
Yeah. Well, they won't let you call out, man. Someone made a great point about like pandemics. It's not. It's the floor of your healthcare is a good indicator of how fast a pandemic can spread. So if you have an extremely low floor of healthcare and people are not receiving any kind of fucking healthcare, the pandemic spreads incredibly fast. Whereas in countries where everyone has like access to freaking healthcare and shit like that, it spreads much slower. It's totally true. It doesn't matter how fucking how hoity-toity you are, you're gonna get sick. And another thing, since we're talking about this, just real quick, every time you bring up coronavirus, everyone else is like, a lot more people die from the regular flu every year. And like, okay, but the coronavirus is 20 times more likely to kill you. The fucking death rate is 20 times higher. If that spreads everywhere, the death tolls would be 20 times higher. And these people obviously have never looked into shit like the Spanish flu, which ironically or originated in fucking Kansas.
Yeah, but when you say because I haven't looked into much of this, a lot of this coronavirus shit is just going like in one ear out the other for me. But is like the 20% higher? That would also depend on where you are when you get it, though, right? So like if significantly more people in China, for instance, had it, and there's a 20% higher mortality rate versus people
the way
infected.
that it's killing people is that for those with a weak immune system, especially the elderly or very young, they get pneumonia from the symptoms. It's strong flu, shortness of breath, all that shit, but they get pneumonia, and that's what most people are dying from. So at that stage, like, I'm guessing that most people are in hospitals and being treated as best as hospitals can for pneumonia. But if it goes too far, and that's where so people hear like 2%, and they're like, that's not that high. That's actually really high.
Yeah,
and
just
it's yeah, go ahead.
2% for what? Sorry,
2% death rate. Like whoever, like of the people that catch it, 2% die.
Yeah, but how many people have caught it
here in the U.S.?
Yeah,
we don't know. That number is pretty small right now, but it's the other problem is that it spreads easily, and then the symptoms don't come up for a fucking long time.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm
For
saying.
like 2 weeks.
I'm saying, like, for instance, if you have a 2% death rate and like only 5 people have had it, I don't know what the numbers are. I'm just saying, like,
no.
So 2% means a different thing if it's 5 versus 5,000.
Look up current death rate of coronavirus. I bet you it's got to be about 3,500, about 3,000 maybe. And that's.
But like I was looking up the rates for Spanish flu, and 100 million people contracted Spanish flu in the United States alone, and of those 100 million, 500,000 people died. So with coronavirus, if it's 2%, that would be 2 million people.
Yeah, it'd be
that's four times worse than Spanish flu. So the thing is if it did go big like Spanish flu, then that's when you'll see why it's such a big deal.
Cernian is saying the current number is 33,131, and that it's at a 3.4% mortality rate
here
of the known cases worldwide. Well, it's just getting here. The first confirmed death in the U.S. was in Washington, but they've got cases all. There was cases in New Jersey, cases in fucking California, cases and they're going all over. They had one guy in California that had not traveled anywhere and had not been in contact with a bunch of people, and somehow he had it, and they were like desperately trying to fucking track down where he got it from. In South Korea, it was like an entire fucking church got infected.
Oh yeah, that's another thing they had problems with in South Korea. I was listening to Lee Lemon. She's in South Korea, and she's an atheist YouTuber, and she was talking about the people getting coronavirus there. A lot of them were people who were relying on like faith healing and stuff, and going to church with it, and then they're spreading it around and thinking that they can pray it away, and they're like in a crowded congregation, saying, prayers and singing and shit, and
just spitting everywhere.
Spreading it like wildfire.
I watched the thing where they were like trying to, it was a doctor guy like on the street, and he was like talking to people, and he was like, well, they're like, is it airborne? He's like, well, if I have it and I'm like, you're very close to my face. He's like, yeah, I could be breathing, and you could be breathing it right in. And the very next question, it was like, are masks should we get masks? He's like, nah. I'm like, wait a second. if it's fucking, if you can breathe like, and I can fucking get it just by fucking talking to you, I at some point I'm going to think about wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah. I mean, and I've heard a lot of people talk about that, but then like everything that I've seen from it, like on like news or whatever, they've all been like, don't even bother with the mask. It does nothing. So
everyone's like, wash your hands, and I'm like, I also breathe. I don't just fucking like touch dirty shit with my hands all the time and not wash them. I also fucking breathe.
Yeah, but it also makes you think, like, don't you wash your fucking hands anyways?
Well, yeah, but see, some people like Drew and I work in the food industry. We are washing our hands constantly.
Not me, brother. You can't make me do it.
He's like, not even after I wipe my ass with a single piece of single ply.
Oh yeah. I'm a sandpaper kind of
I
guy.
wash my hands constantly. My station is actually right next to a hand washing sink, and I'm like, I anytime I'm touching anything with my gloves that could be cross contaminated, I'm fucking taking the gloves off, and then it like after I wear gloves for a while, my hands get like I don't know what it's not like sticky, but it's tough to put another pair of gloves on without washing them. So I mean, even for that reason, I wash my hands. But you got to be fucking clean. You know how many people I could get sick? We're at an extremely busy restaurant. Like I could get a lot of people sick if I it's only 2 people that do all of the fucking prep work for the place. So I could easily get everyone that ate there sick if I wasn't, careful.
I wonder if some malicious, like terrorist-minded type person, would intentionally spread it around, knowing that it would be easy to get away with. They, high damage, low risk.
Dude, if they purposely got it and then went to crowded areas and shit like that, is that what you're talking about?
Smeared snot on their hand, rubbed it on all the doorknobs they came across, shit like that. Yeah.
Isn't that something that like those are like certain plans like they talk about like in huge like metropolitan areas, like it's like New York, how many people if you like hit it in New York or maybe LAX or something, how many people you could potentially infect with that? Honestly, I don't know that would even be more like a terrorist thing. I think that would be more like a complete sociopathic sick son of a bitch that just wanted to.
Yeah, because even a terrorist got to realize that like that shit's gonna come back to you unless you literally live in if your family lives in a cave or whatever, but it'll wipe all you guys out too, or a good number of them. Again, with a 2% mortality rate, it's not going to wipe out human beings, but what it could lead to is a fuckload of deaths from people with weak immune. Then it's definitely worth being aware of and cautious. I'm not saying go buy out all the fucking water at the grocery store like some idiots are doing.
Hey, have you noticed that? Like we went to Walmart the other day and there was an empty aisle. I was like, what the fuck is that?
You're out in the yard, you're drunk. Fucking dogs are running around and you're just like, oh, this is one of those you film it while you also dig around in your belly button, and you're like,
What? No, not at all, Drew.
Did you guys hear about the staff Jim Bakker is selling as a cure for coronavirus? Also, I live in Washington, in the same county as the rock. People who died from the virus, DM, get got to protect me.
At what point should you become criminally liable for shit like that?
Yeah, Vincent, we did play that on the patron show. That was a new Jim Bakker way to sell soup buckets as coronavirus.
Did we play that?
We played it on one of the. Was it the patron show? Or was it the last show?
I don't know. The silver. I want to see that. The lady trying to sell the silver, and she says it'll like cleanse your fucking shit out of your body in 12 hours. We'll somebody find us a link and we'll play that later on. Maybe it'll be our last.
Yeah, that's another thing was from people arguing about church. Sometimes I find my way into the religious side of Twitter, and they were talking about using the same chalice in communion, and they're like, it's okay, it's a silver cup, you can still drink out of it even though everyone else does.
It's not a fucking werewolf. It's a virus, you dipshits.
It's a silver cup, you'll be fine. Like, God, I thought we were beyond.
No, that's why it's going to spread like crazy. Now look, here's the reason shit is flying off the shelves, because they're telling people be ready to fucking stay indoors for 2 to 3 weeks and like avoid contact with everybody if shit gets like out of control. And while there's only just over like 100 confirmed cases in the U.S. at this point, it's not like crazy wild spread yet. Like people. I read a thing online where people were like all filling up their gas tanks, and I'm like, they said to stay home, you fucking moron. What are you filling up your fucking gas tank for? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean like everyone fills up their fucking gas tank, but I mean like lined up to do it. In some areas,
it's like the standard emergency thing, like,
everyone freak the fuck out and lose a sense of civility. Yeah, I know, it's exactly how humans are. It's you really want to see shit hit the fan, just get rid of all the fucking like clean water and shit like that, and let emergency services get spread too thin or whatever, and civility and all that shit goes right out the window. It's fucking. It feels like you're in a fucking. There's like moments of, I don't want to say anarchy, but like you're on your fucking own. And good luck. And that shit, that's a scary ass feeling. Luckily, we don't get that too bad, or for long periods of time or whatever. But yeah, the freak out, like 2 weeks. The fucking storm system is just forming off the fucking west coast of Africa, and people are fucking clearing off goddamn shelves. Calm down, people. Calm down. Orderly manner. And the worst part is, like, I live in the center of the fucking state. It is it's not going to take the worst of it because it has to, come over land or whatever. So while we might get it bad, we're not getting it like the fucking coast. And somehow we're like losing our fucking minds around here. You go over to the coast and they're all like just business as usual. It's because we got a bunch of fucking out-of-staters and tourists that fucking get totally freaked out when they start, when the weather on the local news is on more than the rest of the news. That's when people start freaking out. Anyway, yeah, we will play that.
Can there be a coronavirus hurricane? What if there's a coronavirus hurricane?
Bro, I think you just gave me an idea.
Coronavirus hurricane.
Yes.
All right, we were supposed to.
That's the name of my new band, bro.
Coronavirus
hurricane.
All right, this is the video that you requested, Dark Matter.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
Texas for Biden. One more time, guys.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
Oh no.
So he is like the fucking George Bush, the W of the fucking Democratic Party is what he is.
Well, it's hilarious.
Just a total blunder fucking factory.
Just because you mentioned that, I was watching. I don't remember what the hell it was. It might have been like a Joe Rogan or something I was watching like a month ago, and somebody had brought that up. One of his guests had brought that up. Like, dude, did you ever hear George Bush talk when he was governor of Texas? And I remember when he was governor here, but I was too young to vote and all that. But they showed like a video clip of him talking, and he talks like he deserved the degrees from the fucking school that he went to. They showed him running for president the first time, and I'm just like, oh wow, I don't remember like any of this and all the George Bush clips. Dude, he's talking like not even reading. It doesn't look like he's even reading a teleprompter, and he's just like fucking on it. Then it shows him about the time for re-election, and then it's everything that we know about George Bush, and it kind of goes into like this. I know it's kind of off topic, but it just kind of goes into this like, what happened? Did you get hit in the head with a fucking shovel? Something happened to where it is almost like night and day. And maybe those were just really good excerpts of him talking back when he was governor. But the dude sounded like he was, whether you agree with him or not, whatever, but he's like right on his shit speech-wise.
For some reason, for some reason, we in this country like electing people after their mental faculties start to decline significantly rather than when they're in their fucking prime.
Yeah, and one thing with George Bush compared to like all these guys is like all these guys are like really old. George Bush wasn't even that old, but that's another thing I said. Like all these guys, like Trump, Bernie, Biden, Elizabeth Warren, all of these people. Bloomberg and Bernie are the same age, is what I was reading. They're both 78. Bernie's about to be 79. It's something really just strange about like having people that are this fucking old.
Can I just say fuck Bloomberg? Can we all just agree? Fuck you, Michael fucking Bloomberg.
Trump just tweeted a video of Bloomberg licking his fingers at a buffet. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's politics now.
Oh, I'm trying to remember, dude. There was a meme about
the George Bush like classic. This gaff right here is like Dramatic says in the chat. It's like George Bush's "Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again."
but you know what? The Biden one is actually worse because it's about, like a founding document.
I don't know. The Bush one is like a common fucking saying. You know what I mean? Like the wording of the Biden one is absolutely important, and he should not be like, and the thing. Like, no, stop it. Stop that shit.
Dude,
But I mean, like, fool me once, shame on me, fool me, or, you know, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. That is the most simple fucking thing ever. And I understand that some people might get confused. It's kind of like I could care less versus I couldn't care less. By the way, it's I couldn't care less. If you say I could care less, it means you could care less. So that you're I couldn't care less means you're at the bottom level of caring. Okay, not at all. So you couldn't care any less. I could care less means you care to some degree, and there is a lesser degree of care that you could be doing, but you're not. Okay, just clearing that up for everybody. But this is they're fucking idiots. And if Biden did win, it would be like for ammo for fucking the.
Well, it's a saying in Tennessee. I think we have it in Texas too. Like that was his intro to the whole thing, and you're like, oh.
You know what's funny? I know it's just a coincidence, but all the faces of those people look like they just heard him say what he, you know, that like I don't know at what point in the speech he is at saying it, but every one of those faces look like, oh my God, did he just say that?
Oh, fuck. God damn it! Now, of course, now that I'm looking for it, I'm not gonna be able to.
Are we getting? They said some lag or drop frames. It looks okay to me.
Looks okay to me. It must be on y'all's end. Anyways, there was
two different people brought it up. That's why I asked.
There was a hilarious meme about the Bloomberg shit because me and her see that like every day we come home, there's a new Bloomberg ad in the mailbox. There was a thing hanging on our door, and it's all Mike, and you fucking flip it up, and you can tell like this motherfucker spent a lot of money. Well, it turns out we were just watching the TV before this, and he spent I think 50-something million just in Texas. For this.
Yeah, he's well over 400 million into this.
Dude, and she's like, "Oh my God, think about all the stuff you could have bought." I'm like, "No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful that somebody would actually spend that kind of money to not even come in second. I don't even think he's coming in third.
Dude, he's not even fucking close. He came in like second or third in one state, or the projected thing. That's it. Dude, if I see another fucking Bloomberg commercial on TV, I'm gonna fucking send him hate mail. I'm gonna send him a box of fucking feces. This is like, it's irritating. And not only that, he just dumped like a whole bunch of money trying to get the black vote. And so they I just saw a commercial where it was it was tough for black owned businesses. Michael Bloomberg fixed that. I was like, what? What a fucking pointless didn't go into any fucking kind of detail or anything, just showed people doing construction, black people, obviously, since that's the vote he's for. I mean, and you're just pandering. You're fucking Hillary Clinton carrying hot sauce in your purse. You guys remember that?
Oh yeah, always keep this handy.
Y'all. Hillary Clinton speaking to Southerners. Have you seen that? She all of a sudden gets a drawl when she's talking to Southerners. She's like, hey, where am I? Alabama. Woo! Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe that's maybe it's the other way around, and maybe because she's from Arkansas, right? So maybe she does her northern voice for the northerners.
If you can talk without sounding like a hillbilly, but then you revert to fucking hillbilly talk, that's not a point in your favor. Okay.
Well, anyways, the meme that was about the Bloomberg ads was hilarious. It was somebody basically trying to force feed medicine to their cat, and the cat's doing like this, and it's basically that's Bloomberg ads, and every American, regardless of political affiliation, is like, oh my God, dude.
And by the way, he would be an incredibly fucking easy target as well. Yeah.
But why? I don't understand why he's wasting so much money. Does he not have that much self-awareness?
He thinks he's gonna fucking make Bloomberg a household name, and it's it's gonna get him. It's gonna pay off in the future. He's got money to blow, but this is he wants Bloomberg to be a household name like everyone fucking else.
Yeah,
this is the way he's fucking doing it.
People like Bloomberg and Trump, I think it's the presidency is more of a status symbol to them.
Well, I think the presidency is probably just a status symbol to a lot of these fucking people. I don't think a lot of these people actually give a shit about the vested interest of the 300.
Back in the day, it wasn't so much. Back in the day, it was a fucking it was more of a, I think, like, well,
Yeah,
I don't want to
probably.
make assumptions. I didn't know, but I think it was a more honorable
Yeah.
than it is
Maybe back in like
now.
the
before
old days.
everyone's trying to serve their own interests and had 1,000 fucking like lobbyists and fucking it was just
Back when
I
you
think it
had a
was
small
little
government.
yeah, a little more
Back in
pure.
those days.
I don't know so much about small. It's not like when there was 48 states. It was still, I think, at a point of not terribly.
No, I mean small as far as like government involvement. Most people didn't give a shit about it because there was no reason to, because they really didn't fuck with you. Like up until like it wasn't until like the 20s or the 30s that they really started branching out and like taking shit over and running industries and like hyper regulation and all that kind of shit. That hasn't been around for
Well,
a long
they've been
time in the
taking
country.
shit over for quite some time, like
Yeah,
the
it's just
Louisiana Purchase.
Well, no, I mean, well, you're talking about buying land to expand and stuff like that. But even back in those days, like the government didn't do much of anything until like World War One. It was like after that the government really started like doing shit that affected your average person. Up until then, the whole motto for like both parties, and even when the Whigs were in and stuff, was like, "Well, we leave it the fuck alone and let the country run itself."
It's
Can you please not say the Whigs party? That kind of triggers me a little bit, Drew. By the way, Into Dionysus says Hillary was born in Chicago, so
yeah,
she's one of my people.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Like George Bush was born in like Ohio, and Bernie Sanders was born in New York.
I was born in Georgia.
Really?
That
I was
explains
born in Atlanta, actually.
Huh.
But I never lived there. I mean, I was literally born there and then was adopted a short time later. And originally we went to Washington State for a little bit, and then I moved all over the fucking place. Saudi Arabia, the fucking Marshall Islands, all over the U.S. California, North Carolina, Florida.
Yeah, where you were born isn't necessarily your home, so I'd be interested to know where she like.
It's probably
or whatever, but
Arkansas, right?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I've seen pictures of her when she was young, and I think she was in Arkansas. But,
isn't it funny how you say Kansas differently if you put an AR in front of it?
Arkansas.
Yeah, it's basically what it is. Kansas
Arkansas.
And then Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Like we don't call it Kensaw. It's not Kensaw and Arkansas. It's fucking Kansas and Arkansas.
Arkansas.
It's just a weird fucking observation.
That's your Kansas. This is our Kansas.
Stephen James says Bloomberg should have invested in new inventions and he would be a household name. The only kick I got out of Bloomberg was in that first debate. And I loved how they all just like swamped on it. But he had that one zinger about Bernie. That was like, I was like, huh, because I'd never heard anybody say it on like stage. But then it was like it. He did that zinger about it's like the most popular socialist in the country. He's like a millionaire with 3 houses. And I was like, oh, like these might be interesting. Like no, it was just all that dog pile. Every time he talked dog pile, just Dude, fucking wrecked.
It's pretty, I don't know. Is rich the right term to fucking use? It's pretty fucking rich that Bloomberg would call out anybody else for fucking, their wealth, whatever. And by the way, Trump supporters should also be fine with it because Bernie's just playing by the rules that are set in front of him, and there's nothing that can make that bad.
Well, I don't know that
exactly Trump's excuse. That's exactly Trump's excuse. He's like, I don't necessarily want to do it, but that's the loophole is there, so I have to do it.
Well, no, but I don't think nobody's hitting on Bernie. Like at least Trump supporters that I hear from. I know I'm not hitting on Bernie for being a millionaire. My thing is like, well, if you're talking about like greed and talking about seizing the wealth of millionaires and billionaires, and then you're a millionaire and you have like the thing was like the way he answered
he's asking to raise his own taxes, by the way.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying is like if you're talking about that much, if you're talking about like the greed of the people in the system or whatever, well, $1 million is a lot of money, so it does kind of look on you if your entire career has been over like greed. It's like, well, dude, you do have 3 houses.
Didn't his wife make a lot of money doing some shit as well? It's not just all
being like a college president or whatever. But no, that is, and when he's asked about it, he's like, well, I wrote a book. Anybody can write a book. It's like,
Obama
well, yeah,
had a
just
shitload of
saying.
money, and he wasn't about like cutting
Who?
taxes. Or Obama.
Yeah.
Obama was a millionaire.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If your shtick is millionaires and billionaires, this, and this, and then once you become a millionaire, now it's just billionaires do this and billionaires do that. And the thing that Bloomberg hit him on was like, well, you know, you got three houses. It was
What's
Bernie's
the
response that was
what's
like,
the tax limit for that Bernie is proposing? Because I'm pretty sure he would be
10 million.
Is it 10 million? Above 10 million? Is
Above
the top
10
tax
million,
bracket?
he wanted like 50 something percent above 10 million. Yeah.
And then what is it below 10 million for like the 5 to 10 range or whatever it is?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
anyway,
know.
I'll have to.
I heard him. I heard him at one sent down interview that he gave. He didn't think 90% would be too high for millionaires. So I mean, I don't know. That's just from that. I'm saying
As
like
long as he's like, if you've got money, but you're okay with you believe in your fucking ideas or platform enough that you're willing to raise your own fucking taxes to pay into it, just like some of the other in the top taxpayers bracket, then I mean, at least I'll hand that to you. You're not trying to get out of fucking paying taxes, or you're certainly not like doing yourself a favor. You're not gonna take the position and the power and use it to fucking like cut taxes that directly affects you, because that seems like that's shady. That can be shady, and you can use the excuse like, oh, it's the middle class and all that shit. But if you're getting the biggest tax breaks at the fucking top, and you're at the top and making the decisions, it looks fucking shady. So I'll at least give it to him that he's sticking, you know, he's raising his own taxes. He believes in it.
When Bloomberg said the thing about like the most popular socialist in the country being a millionaire with three houses, his response was like, basically Bernie did like this roundabout response of being like, well, I have a house in Washington because that's where I work. I have a house in Vermont because that's where I live. And yes, I do, like a lot of people. I have. He said summer camp, which actually makes it sound worse. It makes it sound like you own an entire camp. But he's talking about his summer house that he has.
Yeah.
But it's
like
a
at a camp.
Yeah, but it's a $600,000 lake house. So it's like, dude, it's not like a lavish. You know, it's not like a small little like, oh well, and also, you know, I got this place that I rent or whatever. It's like, dude, I'm just saying, if your entire shtick is on people having too much or whatever, and you have three houses, it's like, dude, he's on you there. That's what I think.
I can again, that is the one thing that Trump would beat him the fuck up on if he was to be, you know, the nominee.
Well, I think the point of, I think Bernie's point though is not that you have, you know, a few $1 million and a few houses. It's that you have enough wealth to affect the engines of industry, affect trade, you know, lobby the government, get your bullshit pushed into the government just because you're one guy that has tons of fucking money, and you have a corporation, you know, that can come in with their wealth and affect essentially subvert democracy. And you know,
like Bloomberg is trying to fucking do.
Like a few $1 million and three houses is not enough wealth to get anything done like that. So I think I wouldn't really call Bernie a hypocrite in that regard.
As far as politicians go, like, you can disagree with him on all kinds of shit, but I think he's one of the more like upfront, and I think means what he fucking says. Joe Biden will be a complete fucking gaffe pushover, and like a gaffe factory. It would be something new. I almost want him to get fucking elected so I can fucking not because I believe in him, but because we will have so much material. It would be ridiculous. We'd have to have the fucking Biden hour.
I'll just real quick. Troll Jones says, what bill does Bernie have that he says no more than having two houses? Did somebody in the chat say that? Because I didn't say that.
No, he's basically saying Bernie's never said you can't own more than fucking, you can't have three.
Dude, as far as I'm concerned, Bernie Sanders can own, if Bernie Sanders has legitimately acquired the money, he shouldn't have to pay taxes, and Bernie Sanders can own as many fucking houses as he wants to. I'm just saying, if your entire shtick is that particular thing, and you know, it's the reason he's asked about that, and nobody's like hounding Trump over being like a multimillionaire. It's like, well, because Donald Trump's not saying like being a millionaire is like greed is not good. That's the Bernie Sanders thing. That's why Bernie gets questions about it.
Again, and that's why, you know, when someone in Trump's position cuts taxes, he's also doing himself a favor. He's not just, you know, it's not like you can use any excuse you want, as long as you're doing yourself that favor. And you can really mean it. You could really be trying to boost the economy or whatever, but it's still ammo for people that are like, you're literally just cutting taxes for yourself, your family, and your fucking, your businesses and the people that fucking gave you money to get you elected, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, no, and I agree on that, but I think it would be better ammo if it wasn't like 63%. I think according to people, is like 63% of Americans benefited from the tax cut. Like if it was just
there was a librarian I remember that benefited with like an additional 19 cents a paycheck or something.
No, I mean, I'm saying like I am far the fuck away from what Bernie said. Like this mantra that like Bernie and a lot of them hit Trump for the tax cuts for is like the tax break for billionaires. Well, dude, I am far as fuck from a billionaire, and I benefit from it. 63% of Americans benefit from it. Now, whether you think
some of them
right
benefit a lot more than others. The way that we benefit is at a very, very base level and low level. The way that someone like Trump or the Trump all the rich, like not the rich and then the ultra rich benefit on a, obviously they're at a different scale than us, but it's disproportionate.
Because I mean, any sort of percentage when you make a higher amount is going to be a disproportionate amount.
No, I mean like
overall.
I know the amount's going to be different, but I mean like a disproportionate like percentage wise of what they fucking end up getting. It's
right.
I don't know. It's whatever. We're gonna keep doing this back and forth. I've lost all faith in fucking like our politics and all that shit. I am not in any way like taking any of this personally. It's more of just like stating observation. There is no candidate. I think they're all trash. All of them are not what I think we need at this point for the country. What all of the candidates are is taking us further down the wrong fucking path. We haven't been fucking straightened out and brought back to the fucking way it needs to be. And at this rate, we're not going to. It seems Americans have a fucking like the political minds of overgrown goldfish. Every fucking 4 or 8 years, they totally fucking forget all the fucking shit and they just let it fucking slide. They get in Trump's case, you got a lot of fucking sycophants and a lot of fucking cult of personality type people that they just don't care. And they're willing to get into like fist fights over defending Trump, like when in normal, like the people like that, you're not going to fucking change. Right.
Really,
but we keep going like we keep just waffling like this. It's two sides of the fucking same coin over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's not getting us fucking nowhere. And it's, I guess it's,
I'm just saying if my option is a tax cut, obviously I want significantly more of a tax cut than I got. But if my options are between that and having my taxes raised and having the government run more things, I mean, you guys don't know about my politics, know where I stand on that. That isn't a Trump-loving thing. I don't like Trump. There's so many things I don't like about Donald Trump. I'm saying, like, if it's that or if it's this, if it's everybody making more than $29,000 a year, having their taxes raised, having the government run more things, and all the like doubling minimum wage, rent control imposed on every state in the union, all that kind of shit, I'm just like, well, no, this makes more sense to me than this does. This is like the exact opposite way. I can't imagine that anybody looks at the State of the Union, especially over our lifetimes, and even further back than that, and thinks, what the problem is? We don't have nearly enough government in everybody's life. That's my politics. I can't look at that and just be like, that's not even an option for me. It is so directly opposed to like any sort of like standpoint that I have. So that's for me, that's how it is.
I just personally think the shit is going to hit the fan, mostly due to people like Drew. No, I'm playing. Like, no, it's there's nobody like, I can't blame any one person or any one group or generalize or whatever, but it's a mentality we have in this fucking country that a lot of people get wrapped up in. A Trump supporter on some post on Facebook was like, why spread all this negativity about, it was like calling out Trump on something like minor, something about the coronavirus, not doing it anyway. The guy's like, why spread all this negativity? I'm like, yeah, that's a good question. Why don't you ask Trump that? And then someone else replied like, that's because your team does this and this and this. And I'm like, See, there's your problem. You think this is sports. It's your team, my team, us versus them. We're supposed to be all on the same team, you dipshits.
Yep.
You fucking morons. And that's the mentality. And you can't break. There's too many people. You can't break them of it. So we're just in this downward spiral that will eventually the shit will hit the fan.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's I just see that being like the biggest part of the problem. Like the more and more I think of it, just the concept of like democracy, like other people in the country, just because you share a border, these people get to decide like what kind of rights you have, how much of your own property you get to keep, what the state gets to like coerce you over. And I mean, when like that's why I say like when you look at it and you see what we have like the biggest state government in like the history of civilization. And you see what it does, like mass incarceration, bombing 7 countries. It doesn't seem to fucking matter who you put in charge of the whole thing. It continues to happen.
The machine is
even
going on that same path no matter what.
And even if you get somebody in that thinks they're doing the right thing, it's like all that really changes is not the size and scope of government. A lot of times it's just getting bigger. Doesn't matter who's in it. It just continues to get bigger. So, and all that changes is they might replace where the guns are pointed. Like
America is a fucking car with no steering wheel and a bunch of dipshits arguing on what radio station to listen to and what temperature the AC should be on. You know what I mean? We're all just along for the ride. There's no steering wheel, right? Everyone thinks that the president is driving, but the president is just like changing the radio station, and he's fucking adjusting the fucking AC, and he's fucking with the cup holder. That's all. That's if America is a car, that's what we're doing because there's no steering wheel. Like to put us back on the path of being like, you know, that shining city on the hill and all that bullshit. I don't see that anytime soon. And by the way, I love this country, but it's because I love it that I want to see it improved. If you love something, you want to see it improve. You don't let it suffer. This is, you know, I love my dog. If I saw he was sick or something, I'd take him to the fucking vet. You don't just go like, you know, well, whatever, deal with it. Like, no, that's how what you do with something you fucking love. Anyway, do you have a quick bit of content?
Yeah, we did have another Biden gaffe that's pretty short.
Oh, nice.
Because we all of us here, none of us like Joe Biden, right? We kind of clear on
Joe Biden? Yeah.
No, but I think it would be fair to do some Trump ones to balance it out, though.
Sure. Oh yeah, there's a ton of fucking Trump flubs, and we will. I sent Drew, and hopefully he grabbed it. The Rush Limbaugh, Obama, fucking Ebola versus coronavirus. Versus Trump's coronavirus. It's the flip flop. Rush Limbaugh does.
I saw that.
Fantastic. Anyway, we'll play that later. But yeah, let's. And it's not that I don't like Joe Biden. No. I don't think he represents me. And if that's what you're supposed to like, that's what you're supposed to convey as a politician is that like I represent you. And I'm like, nope, no, you don't. So as a politician, yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, and this honestly wasn't even planned because we have a Bloomberg, we have the Joe Biden we're about to play, and then another one. None of this was planned. This is just shit people sent in. Apparently, Biden has had a lot of stuff lately because.
Don't tell him it's not planned, Drew. Hey, we put a lot of effort into this show, a lot of pre-planning. We had a meeting, 3 meetings. We had 3 meetings before the show to make sure everything was going to run smooth.
Yeah, just
right?
like
so.
Given to the gun manufacturers absolute immunity. Imagine if I stood here and said we give immunity to drug companies, we give immunity to tobacco companies. That has caused carnage on our streets. 150 million people have been killed since 2007 when Bernie voted to exempt the gun manufacturers from liability. More than all the wars, including Vietnam, from that point on.
Okay, all right.
Does he have to raise his hand, or is he having a stroke?
Okay, so the gaffe here, and I was watching this live, and I completely missed this. Then like social media blew up over it, and I was like, oh, how did I miss that? He just said 150 million Americans died from guns since 2007. That's half the country.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there was like, well, is that a gaffe? Well, it isn't. The number's not 150,000. I think the number's something like 4,000 or something like that. I might be wrong. I haven't looked at that. It's not 150,000, so it's not like he missed
like
1,000 and million.
It's like 30,000 a year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's way higher than 4,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
If you include all the
40,000, like 40,000.
Yeah,
what suicides and
I think it's 40
and all that.
because 2/3. Yeah, I'm sorry. 2/3 are suicides every year. So yeah, it's not 150 million. That's half the country since 2007.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. He seems like there's like fucking bumblebees going around in his head while he's fucking trying to put together thoughts and sentences, and I'm just not impressed. He's gonna be an easy fucking target. He's like a pinata.
Go back to that side shot, that profile shot. You could easily do a bunch of Sieg Heils there. Never mind. That's
what?
Never mind.
Dark matter. Why? Look, man.
Hold on. If ever there was a Streamlabs, it has to be Dark Matter just saying, quote, you could do a bunch of Sieg Heils right there.
No. I'm writing it down.
Well, don't write shit down.
10, 15. You were almost clear. We're like at break. I can't believe you couldn't hold it, Dark Matter.
That's a good one.
I'm against. Can you add this one, TJ? Wait, we're at 11:01. Add this one.
Yeah, sorry. We gotta go to break.
For the record, I'm against all Sieg Heils. Dark Matter's against Sieg Heils.
I mean, okay. I don't think the record will show.
Thank you.
But you had your chance. Anyway, all right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the magic phrase will be in effect, and we have a lot more content for you. I promise we'll get right into the content when we get back, so stay tuned, guys.
back to the super goddamn Tuesday madness.
Oh yeah. And by the way, Stephen James, the answer is yes. You donate that much, and you will get a lifetime membership to the goddamn podcast. Anyway, so magic phrase now in effect. Streamlabs, of course, still open. I will tell you that the Streamlabs prize has not been won yet. Here comes Keanu. And as promised, we will get straight into this fucking content.
We will with a video called Keanu versus TJ.
New president of 2017, you guys. This is Sheba. I wrote her in today because I'm telling you she's a better
Dude, what, did the cat get his claw stuck in his pants or something? Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, thank God Keanu is not doing it. Keanu is just a happy cat.
But it looks like Keanu, doesn't it?
Yeah, same coloring.
Remember,
fact,
Keanu has the cat on its forehead.
Yeah, but
this cat also has. Here. Let's do a comparison here.
Dude, this is scary.
That is Keanu, dude. Look at that. Dude, watch your nuts, TJ.
See the cat on his forehead?
Yeah, but this evil cat seems to have the same thing.
The cat is not evil. He's a sweet cat.
Dude, no, that cat, you can tell with its other paw, when he turns sideways, that fucker's hanging on. You see that?
Oh yeah. If the left paw is stuck, then it's going to be hanging on with the right paw.
That's true. I'm hoping this was a vicious attack we got to witness. Some asshole broke
when he's swinging around. It looks like the cat's. Let me hear it again too. It sounds like the cat is panicking.
New president of 2017, you guys. This is Sheba. I wrote her in today because I'm telling you she's a better.
Yeah, see, the cat's paw is stuck.
Yeah, maybe.
The cat is flinging around except for that one paw.
But before he even gets up, that cat's already screaming. So it makes me think the cat might already.
Yeah, it's. Look, it happens so fucking fast for no reason.
New president of 2017, you guys. This is Sheba. I wrote her in today because I'm telling you she's a better. New.
Dude. Yeah. Well, I'm sure his crotch has never been attacked by pussy that hard before. Dude, the fact that he's bragging about the cat while it happens. If you're like I just wanted to make this video to say hi to my friends, like that's funny on itself. But the fact that you are praising this cat right before it mauls your genitalia is dude, this poor son of a bitch. You can't, when a cat goes full on like that, you can't fucking touch it.
Yeah, you're helpless. The best you can do is just get the fuck away.
And its paw is stuck right here. You can see this paw right there.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I didn't even notice. That was his. Looks like his back paw. Is he upside down? That looks like a leg.
Yeah, it looks like a back.
It is.
Yeah. So his back paw is
stuck.
fucking stuck. That's what he's freaking out about. Poor kitty.
Was this guy's pants undone during the video?
I'm guessing he's trying to get his pants off because there's a cat mauling them.
Dude, that's a lot to already have done by the time you stand up.
I'm pretty sure that when he like instantly is like trying to get them off. Maybe it hurts to watch.
Yeah, see, now I'm really wondering because where's his other hand? Yeah, I don't like where this video is going.
All right, hold on. There's the other hand holding the back of the cat.
And now he's moving the cat down to the unzipped pants.
Just shut up. All right, now, bam, and the pants are done up there. No, they're not. He stands up and they're fucking undone.
Yeah.
You sick son of a bitch. You deserved it. This cat is defending itself.
That is a belt on those pants too. No means no, sir. Can't stress that enough.
What is he electing the cat president of? Is freaking Coxylvania? That fucking cat freak out sound is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. If there was like a fucking walking down a dark alley and a fucking evil clown comes walking out, it is 10 times more terrifying if he fucking opens his mouth and that fucking cat sound comes out than if he goes or something like that. You know what I mean?
Versus Krusty the Clown. Is that what
Yeah,
that was?
You want a balloon? Or none of that's nearly as creepy as if it just opened its mouth and fucking this sound came out.
Don't
Like,
give
one
them.
more time,
Don't
Drew?
give them new ideas. Into Dionysus says it looks more fake every time you play it. Dude, if you faked this with a real cat, that is impressive. I don't know if you've ever tried to work with cats, sir, but cats, dude.
I've been trying to get this cat to stay out of my lap for the past fucking year and a half.
They don't like being told what to do.
New president of 2017, you guys. This is Sheba. I wrote her in today because I'm telling you she's a better
Fucking going crazy. Don't you dare do that. Don't you do that to me if your fucking paw gets stuck, you fat ass cat. Ow! Don't bite my chin either. He does these little fucking like love nips. And just like lightly bites you.
Love nips.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's obviously not trying to like cause any kind of fucking harm, but he's like purring away, and he'll like nudge my arm over and over, and then he'll give me like a little like, just a little like, hey, I'm here. Why don't you pet me? Why don't you pet me?
We've got.
Isn't that what male cats do when they're having sex?
When they're in heat? Yeah, I know.
And they bite the back.
You can't see my pants right now, but they're fucking around my ankles.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, that's what they say. They say basically like all cat sex is rape. And apparently cats have.
They say with
dicks.
what is it, ducks as well?
I haven't heard that one.
I think ducks also perform like gang rape. I mean, but honestly, like they're the whales and all these other fish, they like literally just like follow each other around and freaking like
Tire the other one out.
like sperm. Isn't it sperm whales? They literally got their name because all the men will sit around the female, all the males will sit around the females and then just hump her one at a time. And it's supposedly like the last one that does it is like the one that wins. So they all just take turns. Like you look up. Oh no, we always get copyrights for the nature videos.
Oh no, you mean I can't pull up whale fucking? Oh my god!
Yeah,
no.
Put it on your search history real quick.
What was the you mentioned?
But if you look up like humpback fucking mating, it's like not humpback. Maybe it is humpback. I think it's sperm whales. Anyway, they freaking it's like 3 or 4 males that just like follow this exhausted female around and take turns boning her. It is really nature is cruel.
Dude, what was that? What was
How about
that
the
shit?
hashtag freaking,
you mentioned
Me Too for whales.
You mentioned ducks. What was that shit that was like the duck phobia? Remember that?
Oh man,
I remember that apologist that was using ducks as an example for why rape isn't legitimate. Why rape isn't legitimate because a duck has a trap door in its vagina that can like drop the semen out if it rejects the male, and he was like. Yeah, he was like saying, if a woman, didn't want it, then she won't get pregnant. It's like, this was an anti-abortion argument.
The politician?
I think so.
Remember, there was the politician that did that. He was like, if it's a legitimate rape, the body has.
Yeah, that guy he's done for. I can't remember his fucking name now, but he got roasted for that shit. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Nature is fucking cruel. What do you want me to fucking say? And humans are really no better. We like to think of ourselves as fucking civilized, but we're really not.
Yeah, we just wear suits when we do it.
Exactly. We're fucking, talking monkeys that wear fucking clothes and think we're like, literally God's gift to fucking Earth.
Well, we have some more animal videos. So we have. I guess tech, since technically this is the tech hour, we can try this one.
One day, Orville got killed by a car.
Turning a dead cat into a flying drone.
One day,
Oh my
Orville got
God.
killed by a
That's a
car
real-
just around the corner here. But I immediately knew that as soon as we had his body, that I was going to do something.
This is
with
you
him.
if you keep biting
I
me.
was going to make a point out of his untimely
Mr.
death.
Poopy Bald Hole.
But I don't like poopy bald holes. I like poopy hairy holes. Will have absolutely nothing to do with a vagina. I just gonna say, if I were in Japan and someone asked me if I wanted to get some cream pies, I'd say, yeah, sure. I like the taste of cream pies. What's wrong with that?
Oh.
I think you telling us where your pants currently are. TJ is our next Streamlab option.
Thank you for the heavily edited audio.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dark Matter.
Yeah, that was as true as it gets, sir. Did you hear any cuts in that? I didn't hear any cuts in that. No.
Yes, I did.
I didn't. It was
15.
smooth as a baby's ass. This cat was gnawing on me.
Dude, I'm trying to find
Bad kitty.
I'm trying to find that image we had from back in the day. It was somebody had like taken like a dead cat and made a guitar out of it. You remember that?
Oh Jesus. The drone thing though is like, you know what I mean? How terrified would you be if a fucking cat came flying in?
Orville copter.
With a local engineer called...
Yeah, dude, it's probably, it might just be time to alert the authorities when you see your neighbor flying his dead cat around as a drone. It's like, okay, well, you know, maybe you got a point here. Maybe this
terrorize, you know, fucking taunting neighborhood dogs.
Darian, but
it's actually a really good idea because if you crash it 8 times, it'll still work at least one more time.
Oh my god.
But that's just occasionally.
So his first flight of this is almost like you know, the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk.
Oh, look at the cat's face.
His pussycat had 4 propellers placed into its paws.
No, don't do it. It's got a camera in its eyeball.
Would do this.
What kind of man would do this? It's a good fucking question. And a big cat, by the way.
By the way, I found the dead cat guitar. That's probably the most metal thing I think I've ever seen. Somebody actually turned their dead cat into a guitar.
With the claws out.
As you would. Now, personally, I probably would have done it with arms up and claws out, but
like a flying V.
Why are people making shit out of their dead cats?
Because what else? What else are you gonna make it out of?
It's not quite as metal as, like, you know, the human fucking body guitar, or it's actually a stand-up bass.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Absolutely. Look at this poor cat's fucking face.
I just watched that the other day.
It's a classic.
Dude, From Dusk Till Dawn is a great movie because it's one kind of movie that doesn't know it's a vampire movie until halfway through. I love
it's
that.
Best,
like,
it's best seeing
over.
it when you didn't know.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I thought it was like another Pulp Fiction.
It's just like what is it? Cabin in the Woods. It's like one kind of movie that totally changes. Like, you're like, whoa. It's just like that time trap movie. I thought because I watch a lot of movies. I was watching that movie and I was like, I see what's going on here. Like, I get it, and you know, I understand the premise. They don't get it yet. Da, 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 da. And then when they actually figure it out, I was like, oh, I didn't really get it, and that changes every fucking thing. And how are they going to end this movie?
Hold on, it looks like he made one out of a rat too.
What the fuck?
Thing.
You should have.
But it was clear that dead creatures had long been taking up his spare time.
I've always been interested in nature and animals and...
All right, no, you don't do a documentary with plucky little music. You take this guy somewhere safe.
Dude, if you put a fucking mask of human flesh over his face right now, he would probably be a little more comfortable.
Dude, and he's got like the overalls and everything. He looks like
he's got the apron
and everything that lives out there.
Did it? Oh my god! When you follow this up with like, oh, dude, you make contraptions out of dead animals. He's like, I've always had a fascination with nature. Well, a lot of people do.
And meanwhile, in the background, they're plucking away at their violins.
Death is a natural part of it. We're made of stuff.
How do you think this
and if
guy
you die-
brings up his hobbies and on a date? Like,
What do you like to do?
Yeah, the dates.
Oh well, you see, I take dead things and I make them fly.
Would you like to see my workshop?
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on a cat.
What's that 50 Shades of Grey meme that goes around? It's like some of my kinks are unnatural or something like that. Then the girls like show me, and then he would open up like his room full of like dead animals made into gadgets.
Now that you say that, Drew, maybe it would actually work. Seeing as how people are getting so freaky nowadays with their 50 Shades and whatnot.
You just got to keep looking. She's out there.
There are some weird motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
You end up as stuff, and you can do things to that stuff and to keep it around.
I forget who it was. I think it was Bill Maher who had said something on that about how there's always been like these really like weird people out there, but the thing is, the internet has kind of given all those weird people a connection to each other. So now they all can get together and share the weirdness, so the weirdness kind of grows.
Well, and their weirdness is, exposed for the most part.
Yeah. It's just like,
and we're all aware of it now.
Yeah, and you've probably always had people like this, but then people like this find these little communities that they can get together and share their animal craft ideas together.
That's like Dark Matter and his Facebook yiffing groups.
I don't even use Facebook.
Dude, you know what yiffing is?
I remember you told me it was something like it has something to do with farting or something.
Absolutely not.
No?
Drew, you know what yiffing is.
Yiff?
Yiffing.
No, I think
my God, look it up real quick.
No,
look it up on Urban Dictionary.
I thought you meant yiffing as like that dumbass way of saying giffing.
No. I
yiffing.
mean,
how do you spell it?
Yiffing. Yiffing.
Jesus Christ.
Usually, you want to here? Let me pull this up. We'll say it. They don't have one of those.
Have Dark Matter read it, for fuck's sake.
Dark Matter read this. And by the way, for the Chad, we're giving you this one for free. This is Dark Matter reading an Urban Dictionary for free.
Maybe I can work on my Biden voice. That's a little bit Obama, but
that was Christopher
so is Biden.
Walken. What are you talking
about? What am I doing here? More cowbell.
Every time I try to do walking, it never turns out right. But usually yiffing usually refers to cyber sex between two or more members of the furry fandom. Originally refers to the sound that foxes make when mating. Members of the furry fandom may use the term to refer to actual sexual contact, usually in a lighthearted manner. It is also a term used at fur cons to inquire about sexual intentions between fursuiters. The anthrofox smiled at the mass of horny furries, knowing that a good yiffing session would soon follow.
Okay, all right. I've got an immediate question. TJ, what the fuck made you think we would know what this means?
You've never heard
and
of this?
Why the fuck do you know what it means?
Okay, so because we were just talking about how there's a lot of weirdos out there and how the internet has exposed us all to these weirdos. I am part of groups called there's one called Cringe Factory. And it's just post after post after post of shit that when you read it, you're like, ugh. It's the whole my daughter told off the bully and everyone stood and clapped. That it's that kind of shit mixed with weird kink shit mixed with stalker type behavior and shit like that. It's just all cringy shit. and I fucking adore. We've played shit from the Cringe Factory on the podcast. That's why I join groups like that, is for fucking podcast material.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's that, and I do the podcast because I have this material that I want to fucking talk about. So it's a little bit of both. Anyway, yeah, yiffing, bro.
One day it was just.
Thank you,
dead
Mr.
in the
Biden.
backyard. Oh, mother's milk. I wanted to make a cheese out of that.
Breast milk?
Yeah.
Breast milk. He made cheese out of his mother's breast milk.
What?
He said mother's milk. Yeah, I made
mean,
cheese out of it.
I think that's just the term of what it is, right? It's that it looked like it was packaged in what was that? Can you go back like a second?
Cheese out of.
I thought it was eggs.
I thought. See the way he's making cheese out of it, I guess.
Well, he starts by pulling this dead bird out of there.
Yeah, out of your crisper.
Oh, mother's milk. I wanted to make a cheese out of that.
Breast milk?
Yeah.
As in your partner's breast milk? Or...
Yeah.
His partner's breast milk?
Okay.
Okay,
I
what?
remember.
There's nothing okay about making cheese out of your fucking partner's breast milk, you fucking weird fuck.
I'm saying okay.
What, are you gonna dry out your placenta, grind it into a powder, and sprinkle it on your fucking toast? Go away, you weird fuck.
When one of my grandmas died, that I stood there at the bed and I saw the body of my grandma, the woman that we all loved as kids. But I couldn't resist prodding her. It's like, what does it feel like when you're not here anymore? It was stiff and cold, and I wanted to know.
Was it difficult cutting up your own?
This other cat's checking it out. Oh no! You were letting the other cat sniff the dead cat, the cat copter. You were letting the other cat sniff fucking dead cat copter's ass. Dude, have you no shame? You obviously have no shame. But if you do this, you do it fucking quietly in your goddamn basement with the fucking, no access to the fucking outside world. You don't fucking invite a camera crew in to interview you about it.
Yeah,
you weird fuck.
And you pray to God that no one ever finds out.
Finds out, yeah. You don't.
Up.
That's the problem. Like that, he thinks like, I think society's come along far enough that they're going to be okay with it. No, nope. Try again in another century or two. Right now, we're not ready for that shit.
We have our own problems. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Still has a better chance than Biden.
I have no problem taking this.
Grandma died, but that's okay. I fucking put a couple wheels on her. Now I got a grandma cycle.
My own cat.
Like, get the fuck out of here. No one's
cat
ever going to be
anymore.
okay with that.
It's just carbon in a shape.
I like his little cup. See his little cup?
I bet this man eats pizza with a knife and fork.
Oh, definitely. Seems like that type.
Takes the Kit Kat bar, it just bites it kind of like right in the middle.
Yeah, it doesn't even snap them into separate fucking pieces. Give me a break.
A cat shape.
Bart invited me into his shed, where it became clear that his cat was not the first animal he'd been trying to make fly. And certainly wasn't his last.
Oh my god!
It's an ostrich.
He fucking did.
All right, the question then becomes like, so when this man like murders his family and eats them and stuff like that, and then you find all this shit, you knew all this stuff, how many people are like, no way.
No.
You can't be
probably
too far
drone
removed.
on and on and on about how much of a weird fuck he was. But don't give me that sigh, you son of a bitch. I slipped that in there nicely. I've been holding it for like 20 minutes now. It's like a piss.
Yeah.
It has to come out eventually.
You know, when you make these stupid jokes, I feel like I'm being held ostrich.
Oh my God. Well, then why don't you just stick your fucking head in the sand?
Having phoned every ostrich farm in the Netherlands, Bart eventually got his hands on one that had died during the cold winter months.
It's got a 50 kilo.
Finally get to fly, buddy.
12,000
Dude, he's
watts.
got, oh my God, the way the batteries are packed away inside of this thing.
Imagine
fucking
being,
thing. And how do you keep the feathers in there? Like, don't they eventually start falling out? And how do you replace them? Or
I guess it's more like a, I guess you have to do like the whole like taxidermy procedure on it.
because you know this weird fuck is flying this shit on the regular. You know what I mean? He's like, It's gonna be a beautiful day. I think you know what? Where do I fly today? The fucking ostrich, the cat. He's like, damn. You know what I would really like is a dog. I think the neighbors have a dog they let play on the road. Maybe I'll go for a drive.
If he did that, he should make several dogs fly because then they could have dog fights. You know.
You know what? I'm gonna let that one slide. This one seemed like it would be very front heavy, but I'm gonna stick my neck out here and say this guy's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be interviewing him. They should be fucking being like, giving his information to the local fucking authorities.
Like, just keep an eye out.
Don't egg him on with this fucking ostrich fucking drone. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
All right, let's try some fun animal videos. This is Fat Ass Harvey.
Oh no!
No! No, sir. Hey.
Okay. So this puppy, and that's what it is. It looks like a very cute puppy is fucking with the cat.
The cat's not even close to being able to defend itself.
I know one cat that ain't gonna be flying anytime soon.
Yeah, for real. I was about to say, you know how many battery packs you could fit in that cat?
Let's watch the cat get up.
You can't be doing that to Harvey. No.
Harvey.
I had to go back and forth each way. He bites him.
Got caught. And puppy got caught.
Yeah, but he's having fun. I mean, wouldn't you be having fun with a fucking fat ass cat like that?
Bro, I mean, my orange tabby eats like a motherfucker, but burns it off. Like, it's not even close to the size. How the fuck does this? Is it an older cat? Maybe.
Keanu is the kind of cat that will fucking eat whatever he can find. Like whatever, and no matter how much food you dump in his bowl, he's gonna fucking eat it all. So you have to when we had both cats in the same area, he would eat both their food. And he's like ridiculous. So we had to literally separate them to fucking feed them. And if I had a bag of beef jerky in the fucking trash can, and I came home and it was like someone put it through a fine shredder. This cat didn't just get it open and then he finally. I'm like, I don't know how much plastic you consumed, but enjoy that shit, you fat little fucker. Anytime I've got food, he's all the fuck over it. He's a fucking hazard, is what he is. And he would end up like this if I fed him too much. This is on the owner. Cats only get like this when they fucking owner feeds them too much. It's like fish. They eat as much as you feed them.
Into Dionysus says Diabetes Harvey. I was thinking Wilford Brimley would be a hilarious name for a cat.
Wilford. Yeah. Dude, this poor... Let me see it one more time. This attempt to defend itself.
Dude, just the idea that dog could have eaten this cat alive, and there's not a goddamn...
And it would have been a pretty good meal.
Yeah.
But he's just having fun. That's just a puppy.
Oh, Teej, I thought you would appreciate this. I have a Roomba coming. You know, those little...
Oh, how much did you get it for? I've been looking into one.
The one I got was like $160, something like that.
That's not bad at all. No, dude, they used to be like $400 and $500.
Yeah, well, this is an older one, but it's not old. I think I got the 670 or 675. But yeah, so I thought you would appreciate this because
can you do me a favor and send me the link to whatever you bought, because I really am in the market for one. I've got twins and 2 cats and a dog, and I'm tired of fucking sweeping and vacuuming.
Yeah, but I thought you would appreciate this. I plan on naming him Herbert Hoover.
Oh God,
I thought you would appreciate that.
Herbert Hoover.
You get it because it's a vacuum cleaner. Teach.
Oh no! I get it. I think there's maybe Roomba for improvement.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
Nice.
Zada bing.
Yeah, I'll have to look. The first guy that I ordered it from, it didn't show up, and then I was like, what the fuck? And the dude messaged like, sorry, he sent me like a picture of his leg in a cast. was
Oh,
like,
poor
sorry,
guy.
I've been out or whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, well,
Dude, I mean that. Like, look, I sell shit on eBay, and if I was in the fucking hospital when someone bought something, I'd be like, look, I'm very, sorry. He didn't keep your money, right?
well, he hasn't refunded it yet, but that was only like 2 days ago. So
I know you'll get a refund.
Yeah.
And it was on what, eBay?
Mhm.
Yeah, you'll definitely.
I'll send you
eBay
this-
takes care of
okay.
people. I have a 100% seller rating with like 700 feedback because I'm consistently, I properly list my fucking items and then I ship them fucking correctly. And if there's any fucking problem, I'm just like, whatever, give it back. It's worth fucking money. Like, and if I'm selling it on eBay, it's worth something. And if I've had very few fucking issues. I had one guy that was convinced something I sent him was a counterfeit. And I was like, send it back. If it's in the same condition that I fucking sent it to you, I'll give you a refund. I don't care. I'll pay the shipping.
I'll send it to you.
It's
right
like
now
$8 or $10 to ship it each way. It's not gonna fucking kill me.
Here, I just sent you on Skype.
Awesome. I
Yeah,
appreciate
it's-
it. I'll
it's-
check it out
it's-
after the show.
Yeah, it's about 190. I thought it was a bit cheaper than that, but still, that's not bad considering like
No,
all the,
some of the other ones are really expensive.
dude, like all the upgrades that they do. All the upgrades that they do are like there's like one extra feature. I think between the 670 and the 675, it's like a dust detection, and from the 675 to like the 690, it's like there's a virtual wall where it's like a thing that you'll sit.
Yeah.
And like the thing knows not to go by it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need that for my house.
The ones they have now are it literally has a canister on the charging dock, and it will literally clean up your floor and then go empty itself into the canister, so that you don't have to fucking like. And it takes I would assume like 4, depending on how much junk you have on your floor, 4 or 5 times to fill up the canister before you have to empty it, which is like a novel idea. All that shit will be like. Everyone will have that shit at some point in the future.
What do I deserve bars for? I see a lot of calls for bars in the
Oh, it's
chat.
for your fucking Herbert Hoover.
Yeah, probably
but that's brilliant.
The dictators always think that they have all the answers.
That's
don't
true.
they?
Right.
That's true. Because we do.
You should name it Megan Maid. Gone
call
from
it
blow to suck.
Call it Sweep Pea. Hey, Sweet Pea. Not Sweepy, but like Sweet Pea, but Sweep Pea.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you get a Roomba, you can name it Sweet Pea.
I'm gonna call it Sweet Pea.
Go for it.
And you won't be able to fucking stop me. And I'm probably gonna end up ordering a similar one that you got.
That's
because
fine.
I'm just they're pretty effective. The original bunch of models like kind of sucked. They were kind of like a novelty thing. But now they've become somewhat effective at actually cleaning shit. So
Yeah, you know what you should do? Get put one of those enemies from Mario on a sticker, like call it a Goomba, and then put the sticker on top, like Mario stomped on it because it's flat now, and call it a Goomba. You know the Goombas on Mario Brothers?
I know what you're talking about.
Well, then why aren't you laughing? Because it's fucking hilarious.
And that's a play on Roomba.
It's hilarious, is what it is. You're dead inside, both of you.
I mean, that's not incorrect.
Dramatic. That's pretty good. John F. Cleanity.
Oh, that's actually not bad at all. Or Hillary Clinton.
George W. Bush. Oh my God! Enough. Herbert Hoover was an easy go-to because the name's already in there.
That's
God damn it.
fucking hilarious, George W. Bush. You guys are fucking fantastic. I love you all.
All right, Dark Matter sent us one. So let's watch this.
Hi, everybody. It's Paul. You know, a lot of people ask me after a long day of voiceover or writing or doing all those creative things that I do, how do I relax? Well, like many other Americans, I come home and I pet my dog. You see, petting your dog is one of the most relaxing things you can possibly do.
Those fucking Nosferatu teeth. Jesus.
Releases a hormone called oxytocin, which reduces stress. Also, it lowers your heart rate.
Dude, this little dog is fucking the beast. Chihuahuas, man.
Dude, those fucking teeth.
Look at his tongue.
Yeah,
You
well,
see
he's
it? Like it just stays there.
Petting his dog, huh? Instantly. But it's obviously not like biting the absolute fucking
it's like those
shit out of
teeth
him.
are fake. You know, it's like what the fuck?
That's what happens when you breed a dog to fucking eventually look like this.
It goes from a wolf to this.
Yeah.
About all he could do is maybe tickle an obese cat on the belly.
Yeah, for real. This dog's so small it'll be totally ineffective against the fat cat. It's like a lion attacking a hippo.
We've completely and thoroughly owned these other species. Like just completely dominated them. Now they're just pathetic. Like the fat obese cat on his back, that used to be a saber-toothed tiger. The fucking chihuahua, that used to be a dire wolf.
Bro, that's why the best,
A dire wolf, you son of a bitch.
Dire wolf. Been watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm rewatching it, man. Ghost, baby, Ghost.
That's why my favorite, that fucking insurance commercial. The guy that's always something different. He's Mayhem or whatever. The guy that's talking about how he's a house cat and he's like, I'm a million years.
He was in that HBO show Oz, which is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm a million years of tiger DNA trapped in this little body. It's like, dude, every time I look at my cat, I think about that. I'm like, you little fuck. That's exactly what he is. If he was big enough, he would kill all of us.
Absolutely.
By the way, TJ, dire wolves were real. They're extinct.
Okay.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Were they the original fucking very first wolf?
It was the most.
Or were they a descendant of some other kind of fucking wolf?
They're their biggest canine I could think of.
Yeah, well, I have a howl of a time believing that they are the original. I believe they exist, sure.
That's great.
The extinct species, Genus Canis, is one of the most famous prehistoric carnivores in North America, along with its extinct competitor, the saber-toothed cat, Smilodon fatalis. Damn it, that sounds like a metal band. Smilodon fatalis.
Those were the two examples I used, almost as if I'm
We got your headliners, Smilodon fatalis, and opening for them, we've got Dermacentesis.
Oh, we have a size comparison. Wow, that's about like Game of Thrones. I guess that size comparison there. It's a big animal.
Fucking dog.
I'll tell you the ones that were pretty crazy. I'll have to look up when the time was that this thing was. So it looks like about 14,000 years ago.
So they tasted humans.
Oh, they definitely would. They would have tasted human. It says North America. So yeah, there was definitely people in North America at that time. But I'll tell you one that's crazy is that fucking. It's like a dog bear. That thing that existed around that time. You have seen those things?
Oh yeah, fucking
the
giant ass claws.
Yeah, it's almost got the body is a bit more like a dog. Well, there's that too, but like the pictures I've seen of it is like it would like stay around like the creeks and stuff. But it was basically just like a mega bear that was a bit more. It looks like the body's a bit more like a dog than a bear.
The feet were more formed like the rear feet were more formed like a canine's. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The shit from back then is it's fucking crazy. It's crazy that we somehow monkeys fucking came out on top with all these fucking like other you would think that some if any swing in our original what we all branch off from, our original like mammal ancestor had fucking happened, we wouldn't be around. It would be fucking who knows what on this fucking planet.
That's what they're saying for the dire wolf. That's what it lived.
Well,
if you think about,
but that's what's the original canine then?
I don't know. But like if you think about like other like herd animals, buffalo, zebra, the predators would not stand a chance against them if they could coordinate, right? They could just trample predators easy. But human beings figured out how to coordinate. So we actually, that's how we got to be on top is because we're
So I'm
intelligent.
guessing Canis dirus is the dire wolf there, and so it's not too far off, I guess. Or that's the dire wolf divergence, just dire wolf. Okay, so like I'm asking like what the original, where the dire wolf came from. Is there a more original?
Start from Canine.
Yeah, the original of Canine and where they branch off. It's very interesting. I love shit like this.
Let me real quick try to find a picture of that fucking dog bear.
Yeah, search dog bear, prehistoric dog bear thing.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if it bear dog. There it is. Oh well, apparently, I don't know if that's the same one. That one goes back to like millions of years.
And you ever see the pictures of those fucking dodo birds, vicious giant fucking birds that were apparently around when people were around, right? For a while.
The one that I've seen in like the museum, the terror bird.
Yeah,
have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy when you look at it and you're like, God damn.
That thing would like snap you in half with its beak.
These things are beast, literally beast.
Yeah,
you gonna show us the fucking
I'm trying.
Man Bear Pig or what?
Man Bear Pig. What's that from again?
South Park.
I'm trying to.
That's why I don't remember. That's Muhammad, right?
No, what are you talking about?
Wasn't there a controversy with Muhammad being
there
a
was,
bear?
but just
it's
because
Al Gore, Man Bear Pig.
This is that bear that used to live in North America, Dark Matter.
Yes, Man Bear Pig.
He's half man, half bear, half pig.
Half pig. That's right.
Apparently, math is not a.
No, dude. It's like, guys, I'm totally cereal.
I'm so super cereal right now. Al Gore is the one that tells the world about Man Bear Pig and how we have to fight together to stop Man Bear Pig.
Yeah, see?
That's Al Gore.
Mm-hmm. That's Man Bear Pig.
But then it turns out that Man Bear Pig is real.
Yeah, he doesn't quite look like that though.
All right. Anyways, I can't find a picture of the bear thing I'm talking about, but this thing was absolutely fucking massive.
I know what you're talking about.
Being a like a primitive human being, and you think about, dude.
Look up prehistoric giant sloth, and I think you'll get something that's kind of similar.
Like Slothzilla. Yeah. We have one of those.
Giant sloth. I saw that. I saw the giant sloth at the museum in DC, in Washington DC, and that thing is just amazing.
Yeah, this is an artist rendition, of course, but this is what the giant sloth actually looked like, and it's just incredible. Incredible. Yeah, this is what
it took over all of New York very, very slowly, but it eventually got it done. Yeah.
Okay. This is the one at our museum. That's basically what it looks like.
Crazy. Imagine seeing that thing in real life. Jeez.
I mean, you could easily run away.
Like, you think about how much bigger a person is than their skeleton. Like, how much bigger this thing would be.
Yeah.
Like, that's just its skeleton.
And just how terrifying it would be when you're, like, walking around in the woods. Another giant sloth picture. So everybody knows it's just really horrible. These creatures, it's good they went extinct. That's all I'm saying.
Christ Almighty! Here, I've driven around a lot of people that drive like sloths. Fuck, that's for fucking sure. Wow!
Why are there so many sloth
images? What in the fuck is going
on?
I love this one. Fear and Slothing in Las Vegas.
Christ.
Fear and Slothing, if you will.
I'll tell you what, the one that I always thought was really crazy is, since we're on the topic, Gigantopithecus. Have you guys seen that? Basically, it was like almost the equivalent of what we would think of as Bigfoot. It's the bipedal ape that was like 10 foot tall.
Damn, that's ironically that's exactly what I call my penis.
Gigantopithecus.
Yes. Actually, it's Gigantopenicus, but close enough.
Yeah, and it was bipedal. This is what from the skeletons that we have. This is about what this thing would have looked like, and it was a bipedal ape. Now you imagine living at the same time, and I think this thing did actually live at the same time as like early humans.
Jesus, that's crazy.
Yeah, so you imagine bumping into this thing in the fucking woods.
Tear your arms off.
I can think of one guy at a certain bagel shop that would have not started shit with this thing.
Oh, he would have been the first one to start off. Are you kidding me?
Like,
we would have started chest bumping.
You think because of your ass, that's why they got to put fucking, up to fucking 11 foot on the goddamn dating site options, and I'm way here on the other end at fucking 4'11". Dude, it's like, so it's a big ass like orangutan.
It's like
orangutan.
Fucking Harry and the Hendersons, man.
Yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. Maybe that's what they based Harry from.
A big ass bipedal fucking
Dude, that's
orangutan.
basically what he is. Oh.
You notice that sloth is the only animal named after a deadly sin? Like, how horrific it would be if the other sins had animals?
Well, that's just because you've never seen a glutton.
That thing looks like it's about to butt fuck that dude.
That would be a lust right there.
Yeah. That's a lust. I'll tell you what, I've got a the fuck is it called? God damn it, we eat glutton. That fucking cat earlier should have been named Glutton.
Yeah.
For show.
Bro, you're okay, so you guys live in Florida, so you're fucking around in the Everglades. You're like, oh, where'd my dog go? You bump into this fucking thing. It's like, dude, you're shitting your fucking pants. It's over.
Yeah, there's
it's
you can't
Florida,
outrun it.
It's Florida, so if there's a 50-50 shot, you fuck it, because, I mean, it's Florida, man.
It's true. It's true.
I gotta say,
you'd be like, look, how do you feel about shaving your ass right now?
He had beautiful hair.
Yeah, beautiful hair. 6 fingers on each hand. Play that shit. That's a classic. That is a fucking classic.
What do I even look
Mountain
up for
Man,
that?
Mountain Man Bigfoot encounter or interview or whatever.
It autofilled, no. It autofilled and it was purple. Oh.
Fuck me.
Oh, hold on. Where is it? Is it Bigfoot leaves grizzly warning?
Self-described mountain man Tim Peeler dialed 911. He didn't report a mugger or a burglar.
This fucking lady.
What it was.
What? I don't know what it was. Jesus Christ.
I tried
When
to call him.
self-described mountain man Tim Peeler dialed 911, he didn't report a mugger or a burglar.
I don't know what it was. He's walking upright like a man.
In his backyard.
Bro, is this the same guy from like the double parked at the liquor store video? What gives you the right?
What gives you the right to park like that?
Messing with his
What
dog.
are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, I tried to explain that to a dude at work, and I was like, no, you don't get how like soulless this man was. It's like I can't even.
You have no
recreate
idea
it.
how many videos I've been talking about, and I'm like, look, just stop what you're doing and come here and watch this for a second.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I can't explain it good enough. It's just
You
amazing.
have to see it.
What did it look like? It looked like a giant ape with a man's face.
Now,
He
we've
sounds
heard a lot
drunk
of
as
weird
shit.
911 calls from complaints.
I love that they had to show you in the phone dialing 911.
What 911? It's a 9,
A lot of
and then
weird
2 ones.
911 calls from complaints about fast food.
I asked her 4 different times to make me a Western barbecue burger. Ma'am, we're not going to go down there and enforce your Western bacon cheeseburger.
To a lady looking for a husband.
Oh God, I cannot stand this fucking like form of news.
to get a husband.
Yeah, well, maybe Tim Peeler's got someone for her. Someone tall, dark, and awesome.
This thing was 10 foot tall. He had beautiful hair.
This being rural North Carolina, Mr. Peeler had a gun, but PETA would be proud.
I did not shoot. Okay. The thing.
The lady on the other end. Okay.
The thing.
Not once, but twice that night.
This
I
bitch is
fucking
hiding
hate
in the
this lady.
bushes.
She's literally, dude. This lady is the fucking worst. This is somebody high up's
Peeler
like
called
fucking wife or
911
sister
not
or some shit.
once, but twice that night. And both times, police said it sounded like maybe he'd had a few. Reminds us of the plot from Harry and the Hendersons.
I want to report on it.
Yeah, that is exactly what that Gigantopithecus looks like.
Telling you, man.
Something in my house.
Are we gonna get a copyright?
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Jesus fucking fuck me! I'm not gonna get a copyright.
Oh, but now we're not gonna know what happens.
More than one or just the one? Just the one.
Hey, one's enough.
And I said, get away from here.
And
Go get.
where is it now, Mr. Henderson?
Get. That's the part I want to see is where he sells it to fucking go and
never
get.
made it that far. Twice he says he scared it back into the woods. This, by the way, is a cheesy simulation. Now there is one way we would have known for
Oh my
sure
God.
this guy actually
How
saw
can you be
Bigfoot.
against her, TJ? That was a beautiful transition.
Can we see that one more fucking time? This is
Both-
fucking news.
That was beautifully synchronized.
This is a cheesy simulation.
This is on CNN's like official YouTube.
By the way, is a cheesy simulation. Now there is one way we would have known for sure whether this guy actually saw
Both
Bigfoot.
of you did a left-hand turn and face palm in synchronicity. It was beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch that. But I can't.
Any trouble if I shot and killed this beast?
I can't answer that question.
We recommend against calling 911 if you're just gonna put your foot in your mouth.
That's the part I want. Okay, no, find me the original. Fuck this.
Get.
Fuck this one. I rough talked him and run him off. That's like my favorite.
Your Bigfoot.
Get.
Genimos.
Get.
CNN.
And he went right back out that path again.
New York.
This guy sounds fucking loaded. Can you please find me there? I want the fucking rough talk. Rough talked him and run him off.
It's a good thing he didn't shoot, or else they'd have to figure out what drove that man to shoot his neighbor.
Exactly.
With the big beard.
Oh man. Dude, there was a great line from The Office. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Office. It's that dude. That dude Dwight. He believes in all this like weird shit. And he ends up believing like he believes in werewolves. He's like, oh yeah, have I ever killed a werewolf? Of course I have. I shot one once. But then right before it died, it turned back into my neighbor's dog. Christ.
Will make fun of me, but I don't care. I know it's there.
Tim Peeler swears he had an encounter with one of the most legendary beasts in history, Bigfoot.
Well, he was what I would call a Sasquatch.
Peeler says there's no film of his recent sighting because he was too nervous to go for his camera.
Dude, all you need to see when you're driving is that sign, and you're like, okay,
Cows.
I'm
There are cows here.
Bro, if you gotta watch driving on the road for an animal that moves at like half a mile a fucking hour.
Every time I see a sign like this, it reminds me of the fucking deer crossing lady. You remember that?
How are they supposed to know where to cross? How do they know
Yeah,
to cross?
no. I think they should move those signs further up the road where there's less cars, so the deer know to cross there. You fucking idiot.
For his camera, but he says Bigfoot walked right by him.
He had gray hair and a gray beard that come down to here. But he had long hair that was yellowish gray.
He says he spotted the creature one night
Dude,
when he was
what did
startled
you
by
do
his
with your
dog's
fucking
bark.
facial hair, by the way? Like,
Fucking
were you
idiot.
like literally trying to make it look like you got a donut wrapped around your fucking mouth?
Heard out the window, and there it was.
I talked rough to him and run him off. And he come right by me. He wasn't 10 foot from me. He went back out that path.
Peeler vows to get proof next time.
Seeing is believing. So I'll try to get him on film.
A St. Louis University biology professor says there have been more than 2,500 Bigfoot sightings in the past 100 years in every state and parts
That's
of
his
Canada.
fucking Bigfoot call.
His Bigfoot call.
It's a fucking 2-liter bottle.
That's spray painted. And look at the
Spray
cutoff
painted.
on the edge. It's just
It's
like
not even close to fucking good.
Myra Lopez, The Associated Press.
A lot of people.
Jesus Christ.
A lot of people might find me, but I saw my fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Cryptozoology. Always a fun one. My question is, did he want to yiff Bigfoot? Or would he let Bigfoot yiff him? I don't know if yiffing is something you do to someone else or that you both do together. Like you don't sex someone else, but you can sex. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Dark Matter?
I'm gonna go downstairs for a minute and get a snack.
Yeah, let's go.
And take a cold shower. All right, we're gonna take a break. Magic phrase will be in effect when we get back, and lots more material to come. So stay tuned, guys.
All right, let's do this damn shit.
Let's do it. Third and final infamous hour. Of course, Streamlabs is still open. Magic Phrase is still in effect. And yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of Super Tuesday news. I see on the TV in there when I was going to refill my whiskey glass that it was, I think it was that, I don't know, I think it's in California that the Bernie campaign had sued to keep the polls open, so the polls are still open. Even though California was called for Bernie like the second the polling ended. Biden does seem to be winning in Texas, which is different because Sanders was projected to win in Texas. It's still not over yet, but that's what they're...
Oh, well, let's have a look-see.
At the moment, this is Texas up here. And I even checked out the CNN poll to see if it was...
It's still pretty close.
Yeah, I checked out the CNN poll to see if it was the same. And they're saying the same thing. Bernie was expected to win, I want to say pretty good in Texas. I want to say that's what I kept hearing, that Bernie was expected to win.
Jesus, Bloomberg is in second in California at the moment. Oy.
Oh, there's California. They moved it up there.
Bloomberg getting 19%.
Well, he's
California so far.
He's second in California, but that's a pretty distant second, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's a threat. I'm just saying like he is outdoing Biden by a couple points.
Yeah, he spent more. That's the only thing that I think you could say for Bloomberg there is Bloomberg spent more in California than he did even in Texas. So, like, any bit of polling pretty much for Bloomberg has been ads. But that also goes to show you how powerful
I see another 2016 happening, where it's a very close call with a fucking standard Democrat and Bernie Sanders, and they give it to the standard Democrat, and Bernie will get snubbed again, and they'll lose again.
Drew, I have to send you this video of Biden. I'll just Skype it to you in the same place you do the Zoom links.
Okay.
This fucking cat loves me.
Oh God, is this?
It would never grab me by the pants and try to rip off my genitalia.
Listen to this, TJ.
Okay. Let me back it up a bit. Here we go. And this is what state is he in? California. Well, it says California behind him, but he didn't win California. Hold on.
Free community college, providing credentials for every job for the 21st century. And significant reduction in the cost of going to college and your student debt. If you volunteer, you pay nothing.
I'm sorry, it's not this. It's not this. I don't know why.
There's like a string of them. The other one is Joe Biden promises that he will cure cancer.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
And what's funny?
By the way, was he just like ripping off Bernie there?
I think so.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think his thing. He went from like pay for all of it to like we're gonna help you out with it.
Yeah, which is basically a whole lot of fucking nothing.
This is
nothing.
This is, by the way, it's funny because this would be the second time he mentions this. Hold on.
And I promise you, cures for cancer, Alzheimer's, and diabetes.
Okay, so
Jesus Christ.
Well, what's hilarious about that is I remember it was last year. It was back when like those people were first starting to come out, even before they announced that they were going to run. And this was a video we had played on Biden, where Biden was talking about that he would cure cancer if he became the president. I mean, it's one of those things like, you know, as TJ would say, you fool me once, shame on you.
Can't be fooled again.
Can't be fooled again. That's twice he's promised to cure cancer.
What a fucking clown. Just fucking cannon fodder for Republicans, which is the most frustrating thing about the Democrats ever, is that like the Republicans deserve a fucking strong party to challenge them. It's good for America to be fucking like challenged on shit, and if it's a good idea, whatever. I mean, but if we're gonna be stuck in a two-party system, it's got to be fucking like kind of, you know, equally balanced. And what we have is fucking, you know, a bunch of spineless dipshits that don't know how to fucking make a proper political decision, versus, you know, basically the horde. Republicans fucking stand shoulder to shoulder and fucking vote along party lines like all the time. Democrats love it's like herding fucking cats. And then they when the higher ups make like the worst decisions ever and they wonder why they fucking fail constantly. They even look terrible when they fucking like are trying to have a spine. Nancy Pelosi and fucking Chuck Schumer like trying to have a spine. That's like it's almost more embarrassing than just being the spineless dipshits you know they are.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm not endorsing the Republican Party in any means. I am saying that like the reason the Republican Party can be successful at all is because Democrats suck so fucking hard.
Yeah, just reading back through. Oh God, this is one of the reasons I never even go through the comment sections on our videos whenever they post. I understand like the vast majority of people that watch our podcast and stuff. I understand you guys are like way more like left leaning than I am and stuff. And there's plenty of like good discussions to go around, but just some of this is ridiculous. I've explained some of this stuff so many times. Like Victor says, and I know Victor's a dark matter guy. Thanks, dark matter. I blame you personally for this. Victor says, Drew, you voted for Ted Cruz. LOL, what a joke. Dude, I've explained this stuff so many times. I understand if you disagree with like my methods of going through it. But it's like in 2016, like there are plenty of people that I know that were Bernie guys that voted for Hillary. Like the people I don't understand are the people that were like, I love Hillary Clinton. But the people that were like, no, I think I would go with Hillary Clinton because, you know, I think Trump would be awful. I think Hillary at least has experience in politics, yada, yada. I get those guys. I'm like, okay, I can understand that. You're worried about this unknown that is Donald Trump. So you vote for Hillary Clinton. And you say you don't love Hillary Clinton. I get it. I don't get the people that are like, I love Hillary Clinton. Oh my God, Hillary Clinton.
There's so few. There were so few of those people. That was the only campaign I've ever seen where like the entire fucking campaign. I think I saw 2 bumper stickers.
Yeah, and the same way we went to DC that year. I didn't see anything from Hillary. All I saw was "Make America Great Again" and "Feel the Burn." That's all I saw.
I saw one sign, and it was being kicked. I remember I had it on video too. Remember I showed it to you guys?
What? Oh, the Hillary sign?
The one Hillary sign that I saw was a guy was kicking it down. Yeah.
Yeah, because I get that. I understand that standpoint of like, I don't love Hillary Clinton, but at least, you know, Trump's an unknown. And
come on, now you're just sounding like Bill Clinton.
But so like I get that sort of like a standpoint. You don't love the person, but you dislike the other person more.
Yeah, it's like when the Patriots go to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, God damn it, I don't care who they're playing. Oh, I fucking hate that other team too. Fuck it.
But fuck the Patriots. Like I get that. In the Senate race with fucking Ted Cruz, I'm not a Ted Cruz guy. But it's Ted Cruz versus fucking Beto O'Rourke. And if you know anything about my politics, I'm way closer to Ted Cruz than I am Beto O'Rourke. So I'm like, one of these people is going to be the fucking senator. It doesn't matter which way I vote. So I vote that way. It's like it's not like
Beto stands on stuff, Drew. He stands on stuff, and
Beto literally stands on stuff.
Yeah, but he's not tossing toilet paper yet.
Beto sits backwards in his chair.
Yeah,
and rides his skateboard. God damn it. That's cool. If Victor says I didn't vote for Hillary, that's fine for you. I didn't either. So that's all I'm saying. It's like it isn't that. You just have to absolutely love. If anybody you've ever voted for in your life, you absolutely love everything about them. I don't know who you're voting for.
I guess, like, for me, I'm an independent and have been for a long time in a closed primary state, which means I don't get to vote in the primaries because I'm independent.
Yeah, same here.
So, but I don't lose any sleep over that because I'll be damned if I fucking am gonna just like be like, say, I'm affiliated with this party, and all the dips. Like, I look at both parties, and I'm like, I don't want to be affiliated with that shit.
Right.
Neither of it.
I'll
I'll be damned if I do.
I voted in our primaries here for this one, but I didn't vote for any of the people. I voted for propositions. I like literally skipped over everybody to vote for. It went straight.
I do that often. I vote locally on a lot of shit way more often than I fucking do the countrywide bullshit federal level. Anyway, let's get on with some more content here.
Yeah, we got.
We'll check back with the results before the end of the show.
Yeah, we have plenty of here. We do still have a couple more Bidens. We have a Bloomberg. We have this one might be really good.
This is Trump's statement on Bloomberg just now. He says, "The biggest loser tonight by far is Mini Mike Bloomberg. His political consultants took him for a ride. 700 million washed down the drain, and he got nothing for it but the nickname Mini Mike and the complete destruction of his reputation. Way to go, Mike."
The only thing that might not be true about that is the 700 million. Everything else is absolutely true. Is there anything else that he's wrong about in that? That dude wasted hundreds of millions of dollars to do absolutely nothing.
I mean, I would have gladly taken the 700 million for myself, and I probably would have done some nice things with it.
I would have literally rather he sent me a fucking like check for like $20 or $30 and been like, "You like me now? Do you like me now? I gave you money. Do you like me?" Because that's essentially what he's fucking doing. It's fucking just, it's pathetic. It's pathetic that like I don't know. So I think the only reason Mike Bloomberg feels like that would even work is because Trump is president. He's like, well, that rich dipshit did it, so I can fucking do it.
There's video of Trump and Bloomberg palling around on The Apprentice. I mean, what fucking happened between those two?
Yeah, well, there's there's pictures and video of like Trump, Bloomberg, Bill Clinton, all them like golfing.
Yeah, the golfing is one thing, but fucking like the fact that our presidential candidates have been together in fucking like previous years of fucking reality TV, that disturbs the shit out of me. Anyway, all right, let's watch the Bloomberg one then, I guess.
I haven't seen this.
You justify pushing for more gun control when you have an armed security detail that is likely equipped with the same firearms and magazines that you seek to ban the common citizen from owning. Does your life matter more than mine or my family's or these people's?
All right. Look, I probably get 40 or 50 threats every week, okay? And some of them are real. That just happens when you're the mayor of New York City or you're very wealthy and if you're campaigning for president of the United States, you get lots of threats. So I have a security detail. I pay for it all myself. And, you know, they're all retired police officers who are very well trained in firearms. Let me talk about firearms for a second. The Second Amendment gives you the right to bear arms. Nobody suggests that we're going to change the Constitution. Even if you wanted to, I don't think you'd get it done. So nobody's going to take away your right to bear arms. The Supreme Court said you can have reasonable restrictions. And the only restrictions which I'm in favor of is to prevent us from selling guns to people with psychiatric problems, criminals, or people that are minors, okay? And the federal law right now, if you go
by the way, right now, 2 of those 3 are already
laws.
Yeah.
And Bloomberg is in this. It's so weird when you see a lot of these guys. They change the way they direct it depending on the question and depending on the audience. Because Bloomberg has bragged. One of the pamphlets I got, in fucking Texas no less, is like I led the charge to ban like assault weapons and all that kind of stuff. It's like, well, and by the way, what they mean by assault weapons, if semi-automatic rifles, basically.
The fact that he felt the need to explain that he paid for his own security, like who else was gonna fucking pay for it, you dipshit?
Can you imagine a more efficient way of wasting money than sending Drew advertising for banning assault rifles.
Dude, like I said, just send me $30 and say, "Do you like me now?" That would be a lot more effective.
Yeah, can we do away with the laws that make it illegal to pay people to vote for you? Because
Yeah,
like, I would
seriously.
much rather,
At
like,
this point, if the fucking rich dipshits are just going to throw their money at me, I'll take it.
Yeah,
and I'll tally it up and I'll fucking put it in the bank and I won't fucking consider the money at all when I'm fucking voting.
Yeah, that's like
because I'm not a dipshit.
It's funny that you say that, Dartmouth, because that's like the first thing I see. Like, I take it off my door, and the first thing I see like underlined is we're gonna ban like weapons of war, or assault weapons, or whatever the fuck it said. That's like the first thing I see because it's underlined and in bold letters, and I'm like, this dude's hanging this on like every door in Texas. Like, just like you obviously, I guess you don't have to be a genius.
He's
to do
fucking
this
out of touch like a motherfucker, man. They like
We're gonna ban it all, just like I banned.
Don't fucking get it.
Just like I tried to ban big gulps. This is the guy that actually had.
God.
There were people donating food to the homeless in New York, and this fucking guy had it banned because the state government in New York couldn't assess the fiber and fat contents of the food being given to the homeless. That's this fucking guy.
Can we watch a Bloomberg commercial because they are so fucking terrible? I'm sure they're readily available. You probably don't even need to go search for one. It'll probably just show up on its own.
Have you seen the one with the talking dogs?
What? No.
Dude, go find the talking dog Bloomberg commercial.
Jesus, I was looking for a different kind of cheesy, but I'll go with that.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Are you? Can you find it? I don't. I just typed in Bloomberg commercial talking dog.
Just dog Bloomberg commercial or ad. Dog Bloomberg ad. Dogs.
I've been proud.
Dogs.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Send it to me. We're gonna play this just because it's short and this is an official Bloomberg commercial, and I know it'll be fucking awful.
To stand with the LGBTQ plus community in the fight for equal rights. As mayor, I helped lead the effort to pass marriage equality in New York State through a Republican legislature, and I was honored to officiate the very first same-sex wedding once it was legal.
I pronounce you both married.
But
can you imagine, like, if that was I don't know, like, let's say that's a legit like gay wedding. Like, how do you feel about that, like, later on, knowing that your entire ceremony was just used for a future political Mike Bloomberg presidential commercial?
In many states,
he's got the people in the back. Like, I like Mike on the back of my chair.
Team Mike, yeah.
Christ, you sent it?
Yeah, I sent it in Skype.
Oh god, this fucking dipshit. It's just because the commercials are one thing. I get a new thing in the mailbox. Well, I won't anymore.
I haven't gotten anything in the mail from him. The old lady might have gotten some and thrown it away, but
I honestly now I wish I would have kept them. I wish I'd have kept them.
Rick Scott sent me a bunch of stuff, and I literally drew dicks on his face and had it returned to sender.
I haven't gotten anything political.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm an independent, but Florida isn't coming up yet.
Yeah, I thought you guys were. I was kind of curious to see how that went with you guys. I was thinking Florida was in there because it's like Texas was one, and there was like 20 other states. So maybe y'all's is coming.
Dude, yeah, it is. Florida, it's late to the game, like every fucking thing else.
Mike Bloomberg is the man to lead us.
He will create more jobs.
Mike's not afraid of the NRA, not one bit.
Trust me, Mike will get it done, yeah.
Get it done, yes.
He does not tweet. Oh.
I like Mike.
I like Mike. I lick Mike. I'm Mike Bloomberg's
This is not.
dog. I approve this message.
This is not a real commercial.
That's from his Twitter.
This is
Drew. TJ.
This is his official Twitter. It's blue check marked and everything. That's it.
No fucking way.
2.7 million followers.
How much money do you think he paid for that? Like,
dude, somebody got rich off of this. Somebody's like, look, fucking 5 million. And I'll get an ad that everybody will love. And they literally spent fucking $5 on dog treats, spent an afternoon at the park, and fucking made a terrible commercial out of it and pocketed the other $4.97 million.
Yeah, like Victor says, an ad for kids. You have to be 18 to vote still, right? Like, why are you targeting kids?
Household name, bro. That's got to be what it is at this point. So he sunk too much money in to just pull out. He had to see it through Super Tuesday. The real question is, does he keep sinking money into it now?
Dude, that is just amazing.
That's the like boom bug, blah, 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 blah. Like even the voices sound fucking terrible. It's terribly put together. There's like an instant, a little portion where two dogs have British accents, and they're just like, oh yeah, and that's it. And it cuts to the next thing. Like what?
Jesus, I think that kind of goes to show, like, man, like the political differences like that you have with Trump, or like there was something different that Trump did besides just obviously like the pouring money into it. Like Trump got all that like free press from the media.
Yep.
And the way like Trump played that game to get in was like it wasn't just like a money thing, because Bloomberg is literally just throwing like hundreds of millions of dollars at it and is just failing.
No,
miserably.
it's well, especially when it got down to just Hillary and Trump. It was like nobody was covering anything Hillary did.
Yeah,
it was almost exclusively fucking Trump. The people that hated him played Trump. The people that loved him played Trump. The people in between played Trump.
Yeah, and it's also like it was like 17 Republicans in the beginning, and just the way like watching, like I remember the primaries in 2016 and just being like, dude, this guy's like
Rick Santorum one of them.
Yeah, well, well, it was basically a lot of the
Rick
2016, a lot of the 2016 candidates for Republicans were just carryovers from 2008, and it was just like, dude, the way that dude swept all that and got like all that free press coverage. When you look at like the graphs from like what he spent compared to what his opponents spent and everything, and Bloomberg is doing like the exact opposite, dude. He's spending like 10, like they were saying in one of the states earlier, it was Bloomberg spent like 10 million. I think it was like Colorado. Bloomberg spent like 10 million in advertising in Colorado, where Joe Biden spent like 10,000. And like the point difference is like Bloomberg beat him by like a little bit, but it was like 2 points. And then he's obviously outspending Bernie, and he's losing all those states to Bernie. It's like
the last gubernatorial race that we had here in Florida. With Rick Scott, the one before. Now he's in the Senate, but before with his, I think it was the second gubernatorial election. I think it was her name was Alex Sink that was running against him, and he outspent her by like, I think it was like 10 or 12 times, like a huge amount, and won by. What was it, Darkman? If you remember, I think it was like 0.4 or 0.5 of a percentage point.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, you can look it up at this point, but it was Rick Scott versus Alex Sink, and she was outspent like crazy, and still she just edged her out. And it's those kind of close calls that like it hurts when people don't vote for you, and people like me that like I'm not, if Rick Scott, I just wanted him out because he's a fucking crook.
Yeah.
Literally like the largest fraud of the government is under his watch, and he immediately is elected into the government.
I'm kind of also curious. This is somebody we haven't even mentioned tonight as far as the Super Tuesday shit goes. I don't know how you guys are in the Warren camp, but I'm absolutely thrilled to see that Elizabeth
Well, she's
Warren
a fucking fat broad and a horse-faced lesbian, if you ask me. And by the way, so are you, Drew, because in tonight's thumbnail, you're Warren. Let's go over that real quick.
Hey, bro, who do you think made the thumbnail?
Oh, I know who made it. I just wanted everyone to appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. There's Dark Matter is what, Buttigieg, or is that?
No, this is the remaining four for the Dems. So Dark Matter is over Bloomberg. I'm
Okay.
over Elizabeth Warren. Steve Shives
If I could have his money.
Shives is over Bernie. And you are Joe
and
Biden.
I'm Biden. Fuck you. Fuck you. But although it does fit perfectly.
It does.
Because the hand up and your fucking like exasperated look on your face.
And
is
Steve is
pretty
looking
accurate.
over at you. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what is this guy saying? Dark Matter just sitting there awkwardly waiting for a pause between Drew and TJ to give his little bit of input. It's pretty accurate. I like it. Me likey. That's a throwback to a Dark Matter video, by the way. Do you remember that Dark Matter?
No.
You had like a I don't want to say prehistoric, but like an old school like character or whatever from, I want to say it was from the Bible, but like something happened or like women like all came towards me. It's like, ooh, or no, maybe it wasn't even that. Maybe it wasn't women. It was like something, but the character was just like, oh, me likey. And that always fucking stuck with me. I was like, oh, dude, that's Dark Matter's version of fucking like old school, like unintelligent. Yep, that's the race right there.
Who do you guys see being the VP picks?
If it's so,
Warren.
I think it'll go ironically in opposite directions. If Bernie gets it, he's going to get someone more moderate to be his fucking VP.
I think so,
whereas
too.
Biden would have to fucking go someone a little bit more left to I think appease the Bernie voters. Because if it's close, it's obvious that a lot of people are on the fence, and you got to comfort those people by giving them something. And a VP pick that is a little bit different than you appeases a lot of people.
Yeah.
What if the VP pick is Warren, and
What for Bernie?
Either
for Biden.
Either one, and she gets and the president dies, and she's the first female president, but only because the president died. Like you'd hear about that.
There's a little asterisk on there for the fucking all of history.
Yeah.
By the way, yeah.
Not elected into office.
All right, let's see. Well,
yeah.
I haven't seen this, but this is one that's been going around. This is what makes me think. This is Biden and Beto O'Rourke.
I'm going to guarantee you this is not the last year seeing of this guy. You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one that leads this effort. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. We need you badly. The state needs you. The country needs you. You're the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Jeez, that sounds like it could be a VP pick.
Yeah, which makes me wonder how that would play out, because like Beto, it made a lot of there was a lot of out of state money that came in here. There's a big push in Texas to turn Texas blue again. Texas used to go blue. I mean, California used to go red, but like Texas going blue in like the modern times. There's been big pushes over the last few election cycles to make that happen. A lot of out of state money comes here to make it happen. And that's why Beto versus Ted Cruz here for Senate, it became like a bigger thing. And that's why Beto immediately after that ran for president, because they thought he could capture some of that momentum. Obviously, Beto was one of the first ones to drop out because it wasn't happening in a nationwide candidacy. But I don't know anytime like the president chooses a vice president is for a political move. So like Trump choosing Pence.
It's for the Christians.
It's for that big chunk of the base, and it's also for the Republican establishment to be like, there's a safeguard in there, like for us to like support the guy. For Obama, he had that with Biden. Like it's the reason that they do all this shit is like calculated.
So you're basically a loose cannon with a VP that is like stable, or you're stable with kind of a loose cannon VP.
Yeah, it's like at least this way we'll hold tight your base. That's why when I showed the picture of Bernie and you guys said that it would have to be a moderate, that's why I completely agree. It would have to be somebody more establishment for Bernie, for them to just be like, that moderate can like help rope in that mainstream of the the Democrat base.
How about Bernie takes it and Biden is vice president again?
Yeah, right.
I like the ones where people were talking about if Bloomberg got the nomination. Like Bloomberg apparently hinted that Hillary would be his VP, and to which everybody was like, "Run, get better security.
Dude,
you're dead."
Jesus Christ! What? That guy is like seriously out of touch.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's move it along. Give me something random, non-political for a moment.
We don't have any of that. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Super Tuesday. Tell me what you think about this one. This is the because you're a fan of flavored tobacco, right?
I am.
Okay. Well, this is the House.
You wouldn't know it by the way I conduct myself.
This is the House voting to ban flavored tobacco. Oh, I thought there was sound. Oh, well, there's not sound. Okay, great. There is at the end, but it's useless sound.
Let me see the numbers again.
Well, why
right.
though? Why? I don't. What's the fucking point?
Passing to ban it because it's already banned. Why would they have to pass something to ban it if it's already banned?
Flavored tobacco?
Oh, are we talking about the same?
Well, I said flavored tobacco to you as a joke.
It's literally flavored tobacco.
Yeah, this is literally flavored tobacco.
So they are banning
flavors. Yes.
So you can't have nicotine in like in a bubblicious.
Yeah, and actually, I think this even includes menthol, which it's weird because this passed the House. The House is majority Democrat. You see majority Democrat voting yay for this, but apparently they called a lot of shit because there was people saying it was racist because kinfolk like their Newports. That's what we say around these parts, sir.
Oh my God! Lately, some of my kinfolk. Dude, what is it? Oh, that's fucking
Hank Jr.
Family tradition. I was like, some of my kinfolk. I mean, was it? Why do you drink? Why do you roll smoke?
Yeah, they were saying like banning the banning of menthol is racist. That was
over and over. What? Caught myself in the same prediction. So if I get stoned, sing all night long. It's just a family tradition.
This is like the third time on this podcast that I've mentioned Hank Jr. that TJ sings family tradition for us. Thanks, TJ. We appreciate that.
Thank you. I look just like the man. We've established that.
You do.
And I'm proud of that fact. All right. So basically, if you're a grown person, you can now not get something because I'm guessing it's think of the children.
Yeah.
Because the children want grape flavored whatever. They have the option of having the non-nicotine grape flavored shit. We've regulated this. They check they scan my ID at Walgreens before I can buy beer or cigarettes. I have to literally take my ID out and they fucking scan it. Like that degree, that's fucking fine with me. But what's not fine with me is like, won't you think of the children? I guess, kids get run over by cars, so ban cars.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. By the way, I'm about to buy. Did I tell you I was about to buy a 1911?
Yeah, I haven't heard about that in a while.
I'm hooking up with dude. It's a coworker, and he's fucking. Everyone always jokes around about him being the one that's going to shoot up the place because he's fucking got so many guns.
You definitely want his prints on your guns.
No, it's because he's he's a little. I don't know what the word is. Not eccentric, but little weird, crazy, but really cool guy. He and I get along totally fine, and he's always showing me upgrades and mods he's doing to his like rifles and shit. So he just said he's like, I got a 1911, and he showed me all his pictures of it. He's like, I've got it all fucking lubed up and ready to go. I've never fired it though, but he's like, I've changed my mind on the style I want. He's like, I didn't realize for like $40 more I could have gotten a style I like more.
Hmm.
So he's like, I'm just selling it at the price I got it. And I'm like,
Is it a 45 or a 9 mil?
45.
Nice, very nice. Fudge is saying, TJ Drew, research before you speak. That is not what they voted on. Read the bill. It's from 2019. They want to overturn it.
Oh, see, I was wondering about that because yays and nays, that can be confusing with the language of the bill. When you think it's against it, it could really be for it.
So
it's easily flip flopped if you change the title of the video. They have previously banned flavored tobacco, and now they're voting to overturn that ban. Did that go through all of Congress? Did that go forward to the Senate, and so the Senate voted to ban it? The president signed it in. Like, what happened here? So did the House vote on it, and it did pass? Then it would have to go to the Senate, right? And then the Senate passes it. Then it goes to the president for signature, correct? Mm-hmm.
So you're saying the House already voted on that. The Senate approved it. It went to the president. The president signed it. And then now the House is doing it again?
I don't think it went that far. I've heard about this getting rid of menthols for a long time now.
Well, menthol would have just been included in like the flavor. My understanding was like,
by the way, but there's
like
there's full flavor cigarettes, light cigarettes, and all that. Like I used to smoke Marlboro mediums. All right, they were like right between a light and a red, and it was perfect for me. They then changed it to like special blend, and then now it's special select. I have to fucking tell the people every time I want a pack of cigarettes, can I get a pack of Marlboro special select red shorts? Because Marlboro also has like 75 different fucking varieties of fucking cigarette.
Okay, Fudge, this is from yesterday. It says House approves bill to ban the sale of flavored e-cigarettes.
So that's not menthol
or tobacco,
like Newports or anything like that.
But like you said, that's from yesterday. And this is saying
so basically,
House...
we all got to be fucking like not have any flavor in our lives because won't you think of the children? That's like don't eat bacon because won't you think of the Muslims? Like no, I still want to fucking have my I want to have the flavor that I want to fucking have. No. I don't care about. I'll think about whoever you think about yourself.
Okay, now I'm confused.
If it's children, what?
House passes bill that would ban flavored tobacco products, including menthol cigarettes. This is from 5 days ago.
The best way at this point is just to look at what the actual bill yourself and.
Yeah, well, I was about to say perhaps we should stop just reading headlines and actually read the articles. Maybe our questions will be answered.
Oh, the first line is the bill that would ban nearly all flavored tobacco products was passed by the House of Representatives on Friday. The Reversing the Youth Tobacco Epidemic Act of 2019, or H.R. 2339, would ban the sale of flavored tobacco products, including e-cigarettes and vapes.
My favorite was the meme where it's like, okay, boomer, and they're like, bans fucking vapes. They're like, oh, you got us. It's like their revenge for the okay boomer movement. Anyway, all right, let's hit some fucking. I want to see some Jim Baker and his fucking silver cure for the coronavirus. I don't know. Are you guys with me?
Oh yeah.
Throw us the fucking thumbs up if you're watching and you want to fucking see some Jim Baker coronavirus cures. And if you've made it this far in the show, I mean, fuck. You make it this far in the show, you're enjoying it enough that you can fucking throw us a like.
We have 2 down thumbs. I'm thinking one is for Drew and one is for TJ.
Oh yeah, you would think that. I
20
think they're
up.
each. There's one for each of your fucking nipples.
Just hold on here real quick. For Fudge, like I'm trying to get it out. Obviously, if we're doing the show here with videos, I can't just read through a fucking House of Representatives bill for something. But if all the articles that I pulled up so far are not true, just send me a quick link to a fucking article that I can pull up that says no, actually that's not the case.
Actually, Drew, I think you should read the entire bill right now. We'll all just sit quietly while you read the entire thing.
And do it in a Christopher Walken voice, please.
Absolutely. Nope. Like there's no punctuation. All right, you can start now.
He says, yes, the bill proposes to ban menthol. Just read the damn bill and read what they voted on. Stop going to shit news sites and read what actually happened. I'm fair for that. Like, okay, like send me one. I'm saying if I pull up 3 or 4 separate fucking news sites and they all say like the House just voted to ban these things, and that's every article that I see on it. If you see something different, then just send it to me. Obviously, I can't read. I will in my own time, but I can't while we're doing a podcast read an entire fucking representative's bill over exactly everything that it covers and then dissect it.
What use are you then, Drew?
Yeah, you're right. You know, you're absolutely right, TJ.
Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to pass the bill or anything, but
The
you should really be pulling your own weight at this point, Drew. Good God.
Okay, we have...
I could easily skim that entire... How many pages is the bill, by the way? It's probably like 40 pages.
Yeah, we're talking about a Congress that passes like 700-page bills without reading them. So they don't read it, and they get paid to do it for a living.
They have their lackeys do it.
It's pretty sad.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. We've got a whole array of food here.
Ooh, a stack of pancakes
that look like they are
rock
cardboard.
hard. Yeah.
Today's, I think, most shocking news was that coronavirus could infect 60% of the global population if it's unchecked. Wow. And they don't know what's going on. They really don't.
Dude, Jim
And
Baker is eating this
his
shit
warning
with a
came-
fucking spoon.
Not the soup. Just
No,
the shit.
no, this fucking coronavirus shit, this epidemic. He's like, oh, he's like, my business was, yeah, exactly.
Trump
It's
won.
the fucking
Trump
cable
won,
company.
and I can't complain that the whole thing is going unchecked.
It's the fucking cable company from South Park. He is fucking loving this. This
Nipple
is money
flaps.
in the bank for Jim fucking Baker.
After the head of the World Health Organization said recent cases of coronavirus patients who have visited China could be the tip of the iceberg. Most experts thought that each person infected would go to transmit the virus to about 2.5 other people. That gave an attack rate of 60 to 80%. The difficulties is, let's assume that they have worked, but how long can you close schools for? How long can you lock down an entire city for? How long
That's China.
can you keep people away from the shopping malls? And if you remove those restrictions, then it is going
Have
to
you, by the way, can you
come
pause real quick? Have
right-
you seen the fucking in Wutan or whatever, the fucking Wu-Tang, whatever the fucking Chinese city where this shit like originated? They literally have been on lockdown. It's like a ghost town, and the government just comes by and they drop off speakers with pre-recorded messages. They're like, from now on, the quarantine is 24 hours. Have you not seen that?
No, I've heard that.
Oh, dude,
for-
it's fucking insane. Like it's dystopian. It fucking feels like something out of a fucking movie. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel real. It's insane.
Yeah,
I
dude,
mean,
it's
also
fucking-
Jim Baker making a living doing this shit is also.
I don't doubt it because it's modern day China. The shit that I was hearing is like even for like deliveries, they actually write out on the thing, you know, because the state pretty much runs everything. So it's like they actually write out on the receipts like when your delivery driver was checked, like the last check that they had for like coronavirus, what their temperature is, like what the temperature, like the results of the shit before like they send it off to you. It's like, dude, that guy's probably so tired of having thermometers prodded up his ass that he's like, can I just go home?
No, dude, that's
All
Japanese.
those
Come
clips-
on,
all
come
those
on
clips
now. Don't
from
confuse the two.
What's the difference,
All
TJ?
those clips from China I've seen.
Well, the difference is like the Chinese man would be like, "Oh, I don't." He's like, "Oh, I don't drive cataract."
No,
Rink-
no,
rinkin'.
you're doing the same thing I just did.
Rinkin'.
You son of a bitch. You're doing the same thing.
back
I don't know
and
what you're
rage
talking about.
again. So those are the very real questions. If China's lockdown has not worked, there's another
Holy shit.
unpalatable truth to face. that the coronavirus.
Okay, this is basically like when Joe used to make me do the reading.
Dude, that takes me back. Oh, that takes me back.
Just eating carrots. Yeah.
Dude, oh, that's so old school and fun. That's what we should do, is watch some old Skeptic Fence bits. That would be fantastic. Somebody go back and, like, a couple of people go back and scour some Skeptic Fence for some, like, really good little bits, and
Some
we'll
old
play
school.
those bits. Yeah. Oh, we'll do a throwback.
Wade
Anyway, all right.
Wilson just asked, how is Trump helping your 401k do? I don't know how Trump is helping it, but my 401k is doing fine. Doing just fine.
Joe actually, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he hardly ever posts, but he posted, he was like really upset because someone wrote "fuck Trump" on a $1 bill, and he like took a picture of it, and it was like, how pathetic of a loser do you have to be? I was like, bro. I've like almost felt like congratulating him on, like, your life must be fucking going really well if this is what you spend your time complaining about. My complaints are on a much higher level than someone wrote something I don't like on a $1 bill.
Massive cities with millions of people running around, and the government, again, we're not blasting them. We're trying to figure out why is it that they're hiding this information from the public, because if we had the truth, we would have not seen the massive of millions of people dying in 1918. I think if the truth can be told to the people can handle the situation a lot better and a lot clearer. The churches that are in China can prepare the people on how to handle and how to help people and bringing them food. When we're seeing the reports of homes being sealed off, that means that's a death sentence, because where are people going to get their food from? Where are people going to get help from? We're seeing reports, cases after cases. There's a case in Texas of the
Look, literally welding it off. But at the same time, it's like, it's weird because it's China. So how out of the ordinary is that, really?
Well, the door shut.
What you need to do is go to your Christian churches in China. They're all over the place. And then
this
seek
man
help there.
that has the coronavirus. Now the alert is up in Texas. In Ohio, we're seeing it happen. Riverside, California. When you're seeing the reports of the preparation that the government is making to be able to handle the quarantine in America, that should wake up every
This
American.
guy's got matching moles on each side of his fucking face.
We talked about this on the Patreon show, man. I thought those were teardrop, like, tats. Like,
No.
This guy was hardcore?
No, I thought this dude was like an ex-gangbanger, maybe, or something. Reformed. Jesus saved him.
I almost thought it was fucking tattoos across his knuckle, and I realized it's just a ring.
Right now, to understand, it's home. Bill Gates warned us. I mean, when you have the billionaires warning us, saying the world needs to prepare for pandemics in the same serious way we prepare for war.
But dude, like if that's not like a hard prediction to make, because if you're living like inside the United States, especially like, you know, you're like Bill Gates inside the United States, the only thing Bill Gates has to worry about, he doesn't have to worry about being invaded. Bill Gates doesn't have to worry about some other foreign nation coming in here and stealing Bill Gates' money or like killing him or something like that. The only thing Bill Gates has to worry about is if he catches some shit from people that come in like inside his office or something. Bill Gates doesn't have to worry about outside threats like at all. Unless maybe some crazy guy storms into his building and shoots the place up or something.
I honestly don't think this was like a selfish observation.
No,
Bill Gates
I
and
don't.
Melania Gates, or whatever, Melinda Gates. Is
Did
that
you
her
say
name?
Melania Gates?
I did.
Melinda.
It's Melinda. It's close. All right.
They do a lot of good work for.
Yeah, they do a ton of good work. I don't think this was like a selfish
agree.
moment for him. He's just saying like, this is a potential serious problem, and we should probably devote a little more effort towards making sure that it's more easily contained, because as we've discussed, if you put it between meteor, nuclear holocaust, and fucking pandemic usually comes up at the top of the fucking list of the way that humans are going to get wiped out or at least set back to fucking zero. nuclear a close second.
And they need to stop allowing rappers to fly immediately. That Wu-Tang Clan aren't they the ones that brought it here over from Wu-Tang?
And that's our bars, folks.
Dude, for real, it's been the whole show.
But I didn't need it's 101. It's 101. It's already the show's already over. You can't.
No, it's not. I just want to see a little bit more of Jim Baker, so technically the show's
Very
over.
good.
How long is this? Is this a really long clip?
There's like half a minute left.
Yeah.
Okay,
We've
I think
always
this is it.
we've always had earthquakes. There's been a flu here or there, swine, SRS, but this is a culmination of everything. I've never given birth, but there comes a time when a woman gives birth and it's right there, and that's what we are right there. And these birth pangs have been coming and coming and coming, more intense, and now it's all together culminating.
That is science, people. Science.
I want to go back and listen to her for just a second. The smacking of her fucking lips against her teeth.
Gives birth, and it's right there, and that's what we are right there. And these birth pangs have been coming and coming and coming, more intense, and now it's all together culminating.
I just know that you could take some of that way out of context, and it would be.
It's coming and coming.
Yeah. Oh, it's beyond out of context.
More intense,
These more
and now
intense
it's
and
all
more
together
intense.
culminating.
And then you culminate at the same time. And that's how a little baby Jesus is born.
I guess if we can do a last minute Super Tuesday, just because like primaries only come around once every 4 years.
It's once a year or once every 4 years. Sorry, and we always want to take up the opportunity here. And it's since the results are still coming in, we might as well check them.
They're still coming in, and all the check marks are already projected. Maine and Texas. That's what I was saying at the beginning of right after the break. Biden is apparently in the lead there. Bernie was expected to win this one.
It's it's still really close. So,
Yeah,
I mean, if that comes out, I mean, delegates wise, it's tied, right? So, I mean,
67.
I'm looking at these numbers right here, and I'm seeing it being a fucking. It's between the two of them, and the states that have not yet had their primaries are gonna help do a little deciding here. But I honestly, if I had to predict right now, I'd say Bernie will get this fucking 2016 treatment. Except for instead of Hillary, it'll be Biden this time.
So seeing as how Warren is at the bottom of everything, if she dropped out, would her votes go to Bernie or Biden?
So
it might be a little closer of a split, but most of them I would say would go to Bernie. I would think.
I would fucking hope, because that dirty shit she pulled, accusing him of being a fucking sexist or whatever, like that he wouldn't. God, what a fucking boneheaded fucking move.
Yeah,
that was like because people like Bernie and fucking Warren. You know what I mean? And she pulled that bonehead move, and it almost immediately fucking split. She wasn't doing that great in the first place, but immediately she was like trailed right the fuck off. I don't know. And if Warren drops out, does she endorse Bernie? I think so.
I mean, I would think so. I would think it's hilarious if she didn't. I think it would.
Well, she didn't in before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when
I mean,
it was
she
Hillary
did,
and Bernie.
she
She
Hillary,
took a step back and was like, I got nothing to say.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. But then again, Bernie endorsed Hillary, so I don't know. But Bernie said
Bernie is a very gracious fucking loser, but I am not as gracious. I think he got fucked in 2016. I think he's about to get fucked again. And I mean, that's just for me. It's like again, I'm not personally invested in this shit. It's like watching a movie and I'm rooting for the guy. It's like, come on, man. It's like your last chance. Do it. You know what I mean? And it's not anything other than than wanting to see the Democratic Party grow a little bit of a spine.
Michael is saying Bernie just won California. Bernie 2020. Bernie just won California. Like Bernie won California like as soon as it was called, but that was expected. Bernie's expected to win.
It's
California.
all the other shit that matters, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of delegates in California, but it's still like that's not the end of the game.
I think it's going to be really close, and I hope it doesn't happen, but I fear that it will. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. We will update and check out all that shit next Tuesday. So stay tuned. We love you guys very much. By the way, Raiders of the Lost Bald. Ooh, only the people that stuck around to the very end have a chance at that shit.
The most loyal ones.
Only the most loyal. Those that stuck it through.
Get the reward.
Chance. Victor tried there.
Bernie is good.
Raiders bald. If
Bernie is good, fuck TJ
Chef.
2020. Okay, you win, sir.
What did he say?
He said Bernie is good, fuck TJ 2020.
I like Bernie the best out of any of them. I honestly don't think it's gonna.
TJ hates Bernie. He thinks he's a commie.
Not only do the Democrats hate him, but like all the Republicans are gonna fucking cry socialism. Honestly, if Bernie gets elected, it'll probably do more damage to the movement he is fucking behind than anything. Because it will give nothing but fucking ammunition. Socialism. Like Bernie Sanders could get elected, not raise taxes a penny. And they would cry socialism from the fucking rooftops.
But
till the end of fucking time.
The good thing about that is you get to accuse people of having BDS.
No, that's true. But you heard it here. These are a couple of Bernie guys over here. They love them some Sanders. These guys. Well, I mean, the two of you are more pro Sanders than I was pro Trump. So I'll get 4 fucking years.
Again, I'm pro Sanders in the sense that like I see backbone, and which is lacking in a party. And the Republicans need fucking resistance.
I'll take good ideas.
I would like to see some backbone. Anyway, I'm
gonna put a good word in for you, Drew. I'm gonna put a good word in for you.
So I won't be sent to the gulag.
When I'm a guard at the gulag, and you're a worker, I'm gonna give you a good duty where you're not outside in the hot sun all day.
You're gonna give him a good duty?
Yeah.
Gonna toss the salad too. Anyway, it's Chef. Chef wins it there. Congratulations, Chef. We love the fuck out of Chef, of course.
The Drew leg. I love
it. Anyway, congratulations, sir. And we want to, thank you guys again for showing up. A big salute again to our supporters. If you're not a patron, but you enjoy the show, please do consider becoming a patron. You get an extra show out of it every month, and we could use a little bit of support on Patreon. It's lagging a little bit, if you will. So please do check it out. There's something for everybody over there. Dark Matter, thank you for joining us. Drew, excellent show. For everyone else, we will see you motherfuckers next Tuesday. We love you all.
Later, guys.
Good night.
Bye-bye. We love you. God loves you. He really does. Bye-bye for today. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye for today.
Bye-bye. We love you.